New information, this considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. All right, let's see here. We got that up. Pull this. And we should be good here in a second.
Where we have those 80 mile or those 70 mile per hour winds coming through. Oh, all right. Connor's finally sent me the stream.
There we go. Check, 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 check. Let me know if you can hear me. And we'll get started. We should be good. We should be good. Yep. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right. What is going on? Evan's going to take a little break, and he'll be back later. If I allow him to come back. No, I'm just kidding. How about them Panthers? That's right. Listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't feel 100% today. Okay? Double overtime. I'm a diehard Panthers fan. Let's just say I had a fun night and didn't get a lot of sleep. But I'm good enough. I'll turn my volume up a little bit. I am good enough to do the stream. I'll turn up a little bit. I just don't want to clip too much. So, okay. All right. I know I have to talk real close to my mic for some reason because it goes through my stream, then through his stream. So the audio can be a little bit weird. Perfect. Okay. Well, we've got our chaser there over there, or right below me on your guys' screen. Let's take a look at what's going on. Let's take a look at the updates. And I want to get into the models too, just to show you what could happen as we push into the evening and late tonight where we could have another round of storms moving into Mississippi and Alabama. I'm sure you guys heard about that moderate upgrade tomorrow, Durecho type event as well. Audio is great. Okay. Good, good, good. So we'll talk about that as well. Here's what we got going on right now, and I'm sure Evan had you update it. These are just our general severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour gusts, inch hail. We do have a couple, looks like, conditionals. I'll just check in on these real quick. Conditional up here, 70-plus mile-per-hour gusts. Observed. So these are observed winds. So we confirmed have high velocities in here moving out to the east. This is stretching all the way from basically Dodge City down here. I don't even know where I am right now. Dodge City, Alabama, all the way up through Guntersville and New Hope. So not the craziest severe thunderstorm ever, but definitely some strong straight line winds. So you don't really want to get caught outside in that. And we've got another, yeah, it looks like these are all of our conditional thunderstorms smushed together right here. And you can tell on the radar. But luckily, no tornadoes down. This is going to continue to move off to the east, obviously. You turned your volume up a little bit. So okay, yeah, because our volumes, our mics aren't perfectly, you know, I have to move up my input a little bit or move it down sometimes and adjust it when I get in the stream. I do want to, you guys obviously know what's going on here. I'll quickly look at, kind of just see if we have any sort of like rotating cells or anything in here. It's not looking too bad right now though. High velocities. Hi. Dad's on stream. He wants me to be hanging out with him. So I want to show you guys what's going on with our models as we move forward in the day. This is going to continue to push out east. We could see a tornado threat as this could intensify a little bit as it moves off to the east, but I think we're really going to be watching those winds. Let me make sure that this popped up on your screen. Because I'm a little bit behind. Okay, no, you guys can't see it. Let me fix that. Yeah. Every time I get on stream. Let me fix that. You guys got to be able to see what I have pulled up here. One moment. There we go. And now, okay, we should be good. If I pull this down. Okay, we're good. This is going to continue to push off to the east. This enhanced risk is wind-driven, not torr-driven. So we're going to continue to watch the risk for strong winds, mainly. Let me actually look if they did any sort of update to our hail threat. This is completely wind-driven. This is completely wind-driven threat. So it would be a slight if we didn't have the opportunity for these strong 60, 70, maybe even 80 mile per hour gusts in some circumstances. But this isn't all that's happening today. We're going to have some more severe weather pushing in from behind it. Evan will be back. Evan will be back in an hour or two, probably 2 hours. Yeah. Don't got a ton going on right now. We do have these severe thunderstorms. Again, these are mostly your general, although we do have some 70-plus mile per hour gusts being observed in northern, up here in northern Alabama. So as we move through the day, we're going to see some more storms pushing in from the back out here. Here we go. Here's kind of our second line. This is around 7 p.m. Central. Moving into east central Arkansas and then into northern Mississippi. And again, this is going to bring potentially a second wave of severe weather. Still wind-driven. Still a wind-driven threat. I think we could see our tornado chances increase with this as well, though. This is getting late into the evening. So, and into the early hours of tomorrow morning. So no, this event that we have going on right now is not, this isn't it for today. This isn't it for today. We're going to be watching what's moving in behind it. And if we go back here, we're not seeing much on the radar, although we do expect in the next few hours to see those storms intensifying. Mostly just thunder showers up here to the north. Nothing severe. So Nashville, you're looking pretty good for now. We're really watching south central Tennessee and central to northern Alabama. Your power's off grid doesn't go off. That's pretty cool. Let me see if I can see where our chaser currently is. Okay, so he's right down here. Yeah, he's right in front of this. Up to the north of Birmingham, south of Huntsville, kind of between Birmingham and Huntsville. So he's right where these strong gusts are. He's right in this considerable severe thunderstorm warning, 70+ mile per hour gusts. Again, these are observed. So they're recording these almost hurricane force gusts along this band here. When Evan's on, people ask, where's Connor? When Connor's on, they ask when Evan's coming back. You know, I'm glad you guys were asking where I was. Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, there's not much going on right now. You know, I could talk about these same severe thunderstorms for quite a while, but let me know if you guys have any questions. Most of these to the south, I mean, we're looking at possibility of 70 mile per hour gusts all up and down this entire squall line here. Yeah, really from Fayetteville, Tennessee, all the way down to Tuscaloosa. I appreciate that, Lauren. Should we be worried in Owens Crossroads outside of Huntsville area? Or should we be worried about the storms behind it? Yeah, you know, these are kind of your general severe thunderstorms. Most of these, you do have some 70 mile per hour gusts, but these are the type of storms where as long as you're inside, or even if you're in a car, you're just being careful. Not overly concerned about this setup right now. We don't have any of those 80+ destructive winds yet, but the possibility's there. It's still possible to get a tornado spun up in here. Although if you're in and around Huntsville right now, your severe threat's kind of dropping off a cliff right now, and it's not going to return until we start pushing into the evening hours when we could have those storms moving in behind. I can pull that up again and show you what's going on here. So here's our second round. As we get into around 8 p.m. Central, we're going to start to see some more storms firing off here in northern Mississippi and northern Alabama. This we'll have to watch. You know, the latest HRRR wants to keep this all just to the south of Huntsville for the most part. Maybe a little bit of an isolated threat up there to the north. But yeah, that's the second round. And then this is kind of going to end up being a nocturnal threat as well for a lot of us down here. Potentially northeastern Texas, southern Arkansas, central Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. And we'll get some thunderstorms out there in the Carolinas as well as we get into the overnight hours. I appreciate that, love all. Thanks, Blondie. How are Sardis City, Alabama, and Crossville, Alabama looking? Let's look. Let's see here. Let's see. That was... Why on velocity does it switch from red to green? Just depending on what side of the radar it's on. You know what I mean? Green is moving towards the radar. Red is moving away. So... Let's see. What was it? It was Sardis City and Crossville. I mean, yeah, you guys have now been added into this general 60 mile per hour gusts, small hail, severe thunderstorm warning. We do have some potentially damaging winds out here to your west. So, yeah, some pretty gusty conditions are moving your way. Is his stream just... Yeah, his stream's just loading. But right now, we're not seeing any sort of like tornadoes embedded in this or anything like that. We'll be watching for it, though. It was, what was it? Sardis, and then it was, here, let me scroll back up. We're getting a buttload of rain and thunder this afternoon, and it's making me lazy. Yeah, I feel that. Does he always talk so fast? You guys think I'm talking fast? I think you're just used to hearing Evan, and Evan, to me, talks slow. I've never had anyone, I've streamed for millions of people, and I've never had anyone tell me I talk too fast until I got into Evan's stream. And I think it's because of the drastic, like, you hear Evan talk for hours, and then you hear me come in. Because I've never had anyone tell me that in my streams. So it's got to be like the transition that catches you off guard. Will Newman, Georgia have a higher threat? Where's Newman, Georgia? I mean, yeah, because I think on my TikTok I have like, I don't know, millions of viewers from streaming. I've never had anyone tell me that. Yeah, I mean, you guys are gonna have this wind threat as well. You're gonna have this wind threat from this kind of MCS moving out to the east, and then you're going to have that second round as we get into the late evening and then overnight hours. So that threat's it's moving towards you now, and then as we get into the evening and morning hours of tomorrow, it's going to continue. I can show you again on Radar Omega what's happening here out there in Georgia. It doesn't really want this first system to move through your area. It's going to move to the north, but that second round, possibly beginning as early as, we'll say, 11 Eastern. That could bring the potential for some severe weather for a few hours through that region in Georgia. Newman. My ADHD brain needs you to talk fast. Yeah, well, my ADHD brain needs me to talk fast too. It's the problem. My storm anxiety is going through the roof. Well, listen, the good news is, for anyone who's having storm anxiety, our tour chances are very low. Doesn't mean we can't get a tornado. You got to stay weather alert. But, you know, I'd much rather be in a high wind and hail threat than in a high tornado threat. I'm pretty sure most of us can agree. Wind and hail can knock the power out, pull some tree branches down, and do a little damage, but tornadoes are the stuff that worry us. So at least the tornado chances today aren't that high. There he is again. ADHD is both a blessing and a curse. What's going on? What is that, Rev? Who is this guy? What's happening to your channel while you're streaming on this channel? I'm just not streaming on my channel. After I get off here and Evan comes back, I'll probably stream on my channel for a couple hours. I typically do like a morning and afternoon stream and then come in here. That was Evan. All right. Anyone know when puck drop is? Puck drop is, well, Monday. Next game is Monday. Yeah, we've still got all these. I mean, we've got 60, 70, 70. You should really just treat this whole thing as 70-mile-per-hour gusts. I mean, you've got 70-mile-per-hour gusts, like I said earlier, embedded all the way, all, you know, in all these areas. along this squall line here. So currently, Tuscaloosa, again, this is moving out to your east now, but we could get a second round later in the evening, like I said. Moving through Gardendale, as we push up, you can see Kimberly, Hayden. I'm going to not be able to pronounce that, so I'm going to skip that one, but you guys know what this is. What, one Yoda? On Yoda? I cannot. Bluntsville, Albertsville, New Hope, Hazel Green. So, Huntsville, this is coming through you now as well. Again, you know, this isn't one of those kind of, this is more of an issue of, we can do, this can, these 70 mile per hour gusts can do some damage and knock out some power. But nothing really to worry about too much right now. We'll continue to cover this. You can see in the velocities some pretty strong winds here, but we're not seeing any rotation, any couplets in here, which is a good thing. Again, this is just the first round. We're going to get a second round later. That second round, though, should be a little bit farther to the south. It's probably not going to include as much of northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, or Tennessee. What's going on, Ray? Yeah, Evan's taking a break. He'll be back. He'll be back a little bit later. He'll be back about an hour and a half. Do I have a favorite meteorologist? Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. It's actually a good question. Maybe not. James Spann. I like James Spann. I wouldn't say he's my favorite. No problem with James Spann. Guntersville, this is moving through you now. And Albertville, you probably had some pretty strong winds move through. You have a second line right behind that as well, so you're not quite out of that yet. Gurley, this is approaching you guys from the west as well. And Fayetteville, you're probably about to see some strong winds moving in very soon. And Shelbyville up here in Tennessee. I mean, I'd probably say Jim Cantori. I grew up in South Florida and went through a lot of hurricanes. I've been to the eye of 2 major hurricanes and a cat 2. So probably Jim Cantori. I was kind of obsessed with Jim Cantori when I was younger. I thought he was so cool. Yeah, I mean, I stream every day. Vestavia Hills. These storms are just out to your west. Again, this is approaching you. Again, not much of a hail threat in here. We're not really seeing this. Mostly radar indicated hail, and if it's observed, it's under an inch. We do have observed 70 miles per hour or 70 mile per hour gusts though, through this entire squall, really, in different portions of it. So just beware of that. People are going to lose power. Not everyone, but some people are definitely going to lose power. It's kind of inevitable with this type of setup. Yeah, Brian Norcross. Yeah. I liked him as well. I mean, Jim Cantori has probably been my favorite. I got into weather because of hurricanes. I wanted to be a hurricane hunter. That was my dream job, was to fly into hurricanes when I was younger. So let me know if anyone has any questions. Gadsden, these storms are approaching you as well from the west. 70 mile per hour. Damage threat considerable. 70 mile per hour gusts possible. Jim is the funnest. Thunder snow. I saw that video. Atlanta Metro. We could take a look, future model, and see what you guys are looking like today. Maybe some showers approaching you as we get into around early to mid-evening. And then these potentially more strong to severe thunderstorms start to fire off as early as 9, 10 a.m. Let me pull up. His stream is down. 1 second. All right, his stream is currently down, so... Okay, we'll hold off for a second. Let me put something up here real quick. One moment. Chaser streams down. Let me just pull up a radar here. Satellite. Alabama current power outages. 56,000. 22,000 Georgia. All right. Yeah, so Atlanta. 9, 10 Eastern. We could see some strong severe thunderstorms popping off there, firing off. And we could see some bad weather really rolling through that area all the way until about 3, 4 in the morning. That's as of the latest HRRR. You are in a 15% hail threat. You also are in that, it looks like 30%, 30% wind risk as well. So this is really, like I said earlier, a wind-driven enhanced risk today, including for Atlanta. That's going to be later in the evening and earlier through the morning. So this round isn't looking like it's going to be the round that gives you those high winds, though. I just hear myself outside. I'll keep checking a stream. Should come back up. I'll keep checking it. Let's see here. Let's see. Not yet. Yep, not yet. Do you have the upgraded Omega to see HRRR on there? Because I can't find it ever. I pay a subscription for it. Yeah. Map looks like a whale. Again, just for an update here, guys, we do have these. This squall line does have, like I've been saying, some pretty strong gusts in here. Basically, Category 1 force gusts, 70-plus mile-per-hour gusts observed. And this is headed off to the east. Approaching Winchester, Tennessee now. Just moved through Huntsville, moving out to the east towards Gurley, Scottsboro, Guntersville, Albertville. You guys are in that right now. This looks to be moving at a pretty decent clip, too. Every time I'm looking at this radar, it seems to be pretty far out to the east. Yeah, this is moving at 45 miles per hour. This is actually a pretty quick moving storm. So it's not going to take long to get you guys. Gadsden, just out to your west. Springville, Alabama. Vestavia Hills. These storms are kind of bearing down on you right now. The categorical outlook looks like a shark. It does. Oh, wow. Look at that. You're right. Oh, and it's got a fin down here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's funny. It's been looking like a lot of things lately. Baby shark do. Yeah. Timing for Jacksonville, Alabama. Sure, we can look at that. Pull up our HRRR here. All right. Well, taking a look at our 17Z, it's thinking 4 to 5 p.m. Central, somewhere in that. 4 to 5 p.m. Central. But again, look, second round, 9 to 10 p.m. Central. You could get some more severe weather moving in, and that might last for a few hours. So not just this first wave, but there's possibly a second wave behind it. Let's see if he's back up here. Nope. For whoever has been drawing these out lately, it's been having a blast. Yeah, I saw, who was it? Max Velocity posted multiple days in a row, and I'm like, all right. I wish more meteorology website features were not paywalled. Well, yeah, me too. But luckily, Radar Omega's, I think Radar Omega's monthly, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like $9 a month or $11 a month. It's pretty cheap. It's not like, what's the one I use? That's $70 a month. I can't remember. It'll come back to me in a second. Southeastern Connecticut, Rhode Island shoreline the next 3 days. Yeah, sure, we can go over that. Just a quick reminder, guys. This squall line here moving out east. is packing some 70+ mile per hour gusts. So really everyone from central to northern Alabama, this whole region out here, this is still headed for you. So, and then out here in central to southern Tennessee, this is moving out to the east. Tullahoma, Manchester, Winchester up there in Tennessee, this is moving out towards you guys. McMinnville eventually as well. But yeah, we can take a look at that. Let's see. What was it? Connecticut. How did I lose that? Okay, you can ask that question again. Where did I lose that question? Or was that farther up? It was like the 3-day outlook up there in New England, correct? Let's go to our outlooks here. Here's our categorical general thunderstorms today up in New England. General thunderstorms for southern New England. Getting into day 3, you guys look good. Now, we can look at rainfall, our daily rainfall. So, well, this is light rainfall. These greens are light. I mean, we're talking less than half an inch, less than a quarter inch for most of the Northeast here. You start to get some decent rainfall down here in southwestern Pennsylvania and the mid-Atlantic as we get into our day 2. And then our day 3, Monday. Decent amount of rain up here through New England. North of Huntsville, got some wild wind up here. Yeah, this is at 70 mile per hour. Another considerable damage storm. This is headed out to the east towards Huntland, Belvedere, Winchester, Detchard, and Estill Springs. Yeah, I mean, you guys could get rain every single day over the next 3 days up there, southeastern Connecticut, Rhode Island shoreline, but not looking at a major severe threat. Not looking at any sort of like strong to severe thunderstorms. It's looking more like maybe you'll get some thunder showers, but mostly just showers. Let's see here. Yeah, Evan's fine, just taking a break. Evan's all good. I think someone came in here the other day and said, did Evan get swatted? Yeah, no problem, Farah. Just laying here under car with my cats because they don't want to come in. I love my fur babies. I'm allergic to cats. We have a cat, though. And I have to take shots every month so it doesn't kill me. How is Coming Georgia looking like for this afternoon? Sure, we can take a look at that. Let's see where this is. Yeah, again, I think for you guys, we're watching the second storms that are rolling through. We could see potential damaging wind threat out there at around 7 Eastern, give or take an hour. And then this thing, again, we get more of those storms firing off around 10 Eastern and then through the early hours of Sunday. And that's going to be same thing, wind-driven threat. These storms are moving quickly, so we're approaching Alabaster. Don't laugh at me if I pronounce any of these names wrong. Vestavia Hills, this is, 5-10 minutes. You'll probably have some strong winds pushing through, heavy downpours. Truesville, I would prepare for power outages here. Not everyone's going to get power outages, but again, 70 mile per hour gusts. This isn't Florida. Florida, all the power lines, after Hurricane Wilma hit us in South Florida when I was growing up, they put all the power lines underground and our power never went out again. I'm pretty sure a lot of these areas up here do have just wooden poles over the ground power lines. So Albertville, you're about to get your second wave of wind and potential hail there. And New Hope, Owens Crossroads, this is about to move out to your east towards Woodville and Scottsboro, Tennessee. Still some strong storms up here, moving into Winchester. Estill Springs, probably about 30 minutes still. And Manchester, Tennessee as well. Again, we do have observed 70+ mile per hour gusts, not just radar indicated in some of these areas. Alabama power outages, and now it's 70,000. Yeah. Yeah, you know, certain areas, these types of winds would do nothing. Like, wouldn't knock out any power in a lot of areas of Florida. It's certain states, especially a lot of states near the coast, can withstand them. But yeah, out here, where I live, I live near Philly, but I live a little bit outside of Philly, and yeah, our power lines, we get like a too heavy of a breeze, and our power's out. We're not on a good. They're actually fixing that. I think this week they said Pico. They're taking a look at it. Hopefully. In Oklahoma, the power lines are underground for obvious. Yeah, some states have done that. But if your power lines are overground, there's I don't want to say a high chance you're going to lose power, but there's definitely a decent chance. A lot of people don't realize too, and this is something I didn't realize for a long time, guys. You can see this. These are all 70+ mile per hour gusts are being recorded in here. Again, pushing down from basically Franklin, Tennessee, all the way down past Tuscaloosa. This is moving out to the east. A lot of people don't realize the faster the storm is moving. So these storms are moving 45 to 50 miles per hour, which is very fast out to the east. That actually increases the wind speeds that you see, because you get the wind speeds from obviously this drastic pressure change and strong downdrafts. But if the storm is moving quickly too, that brings with it its own gusts. So a storm if this thing were moving at 10 to 15 miles per hour, you'd actually have lower winds, which is weird. But the actual speed of this storm is carrying some of those winds as well. We'll increase the wind speeds, not just the downdrafts. Yeah, this thing is booking it. I'd say the average speed of a thunderstorm is what, 20, 25 miles per hour? This is going 45, maybe 50. I could not beat this in a foot race. I learned that when I read about hypercanes. Yeah. Yep. It'll create the speed of it will enhance the already strong wind from those downdrafts out ahead. So it amplifies it. It does. All right. Really quickly, let's just go over this. Yep. Still got all 60 to 70 mile per hour winds up and down the squall line. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what the warnings say. You could have 70 mile per hour winds really anywhere through this region here. When we look through them, we usually see 60, 70, 60, 70, 60, 70. Good thing is we're not seeing any rotation, and we're not seeing any large hail. All of this hail is under an inch as of the latest updates, which is also a good sign. We may not have too strong of updrafts in here as well. Where'd Evan go? He decided to quit. He said he's done with the channel and gave it to me. No, I'm kidding. He's just taking a quick break. He'll be back in a little over an hour. I gotta stop trolling. Let me see if we got this back up here. No. It's offline. Okay. We could take a look at some of these, what's going on the ground here, but we'll see if he gets back online here soon. Let me refresh this. Okay, we'll wait. Can I check Knoxville? Sure. What, Tennessee? Can we get Connor an emoji? Evan, what's going on? Yeah. We can check Knoxville. I'm guessing you're talking Tennessee. You guys aren't looking too bad today. Nice, Mike. Let's take a look at our outlook today. So rainfall not expected to be too bad near Knoxville. Almost none. You're outside of that tour risk. You're in that slight today for wind and hail. Actually, just wind. Just a wind threat for you guys up there. Quickly moving into the HRRR. Could have some strong to severe storms moving into Knoxville. We'll call it at around 6 to 7. Maybe 6 to 8. I'd say 6 to 7 p.m. tonight. That's going to be mainly a damaging wind threat. And unlike to your south, you may not see a second round. It's possible some of these storms linger off to the north, but I think you may not get a second round. That may be your main event later this evening. Gadsden, you're going to get another round here. I know you just had some bad storms move through, but you're going to get another round. Albertsville is seeing some bad weather moving in again. There's a little concerning reflectivity there. No, we're looking okay. Scottsboro, you got those moving in. Bridgeport, Stevenson, not too far away. Again, I would unfortunately expect or hope not to get power outages, but expect that they're possible. McMinnville, this is headed your way. Tullahoma. Typically, when you're looking at a radar and you're like, okay, this is pretty far distance, this may be like an hour, but not with the storm that's moving 45 miles per hour. This thing's booking it. Up next, we've got Pell City, Chelsea, Alabaster again. Brent, Alabama. Hoax Bluff, you've got some strong storms headed towards you, and Atala. Collinsville as well. It has been rather bad here the past 20 to 30 minutes. Some scientists rely on the knowledge that three-legged dogs exist, and they report their findings accordingly. Did I miss something? Nashville, Tennessee, getting a little something. Can't tell the current. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad up in Nashville. These are what I would call thunder showers, not thunderstorms. You get a little thunder and lightning in it, but really, mainly just showers up there. Nice beard, by the way. I think it's just your average beard. It really should be much longer because my team is still, my team is the Panthers. I shouldn't have shaved my beard. My brother, anytime the Panthers are in the playoffs, he does not shave his beard. You know how the players don't? He won't shave his beard with the players. Strong winds can cause a lot of damage. Yeah. We're really, oh, look, there he is. There he is. So tomorrow we're looking at a Durecho type event over there in portions of the Southern Plains. Man, the Rufus model. I could show you guys that in a little bit, but it's talk jumped in stream. The Rufus model looks a little bit crazy tomorrow, guys. I'll show you that in a second if anyone wants to see that. Will strong winds help with heat? It's like 100 in my part of North Carolina. Typically, when you get strong winds, there's some cooler conditions on the other side because strong winds are a lot of times associated with the frontal boundary where you've got warm air in front and cooler air in the back. So I'd say more times than not, after you have really, really gusty winds, there's a little bit of cooler air on the backside. So yeah. Really quickly, I'll pull up the HRR for you. I want to show you guys something here. We can actually take a look at while I have this open. Here, I'll go to Euro. You guys might actually not be able to see this. Let me switch over so that you can. There we go. So yeah, over there in North Carolina, this bad weather moves through, and there's potentially a little bit of cold air on the backside of it. Not a ton, though. But you see that there? As we get into tomorrow, tomorrow evening, we could see across a big portion of central to eastern North Carolina, temps get close to 10 degrees below average. But, I mean, you've kind of got a high pressure, I think, sitting out there trying to just hold a pocket of heat over most of North Carolina, Virginia, and South Carolina. So it's not going to be too nice of a cool down. Pretty quick as well. Reports of power outages in Florence. Yeah, we got a ton of power outages right now. I think the last recorded was close to 60,000 in Alabama. Again, just remind you guys, we have not looking like we have really much rotation, if any, up and down the squall line here. We do have widespread reported 70+ mile per hour gusts, lots of power outages, Small hail being recorded, nothing bigger than an inch. I don't even think we have an inch being recorded in here, but close to it. Now, this is moving off to the east very, very fast. 45 to 50 miles per hour. Moving through Alabaster now, moving up to Pell City. That'll be there shortly. Oxford, not too far away. Gadsden, you're about to get another round here. Collinsville, all the way up towards Scottsboro. Bridgeport, you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning now. This is heading out to the east. Estill Springs, Winchester. You haven't seen, it's probably been raining there for a little bit, but you're about to see those strong winds move in very shortly, including Suwanee. Yeah, Manchester, Morrison, McMinnville, you've got some strong thunderstorms moving into the area. And Woodbury, Tennessee. Again, for anyone who wasn't in here earlier, this isn't kind of the end of our severe threat today. We're expecting some more strong to severe thunderstorms to begin firing off as we get into the evening hours, really across portions of central to northern Mississippi and Alabama. They'll be moving their way off to the southeast. And we could see those storms also push through northern to central Georgia as well. Some strong to severe thunderstorms. So just a reminder of what that looks like for you guys. Do we have the 18Z yet? I want to see the 18Z. There it is. Here's that second round. Okay, so again, this is evening getting into the late night as well. We could see these really fire up. We're talking 7, 8 central. And you can see they're stretching really from central to northern Mississippi all the way out into South Carolina. And they're going to be moving, I think it's more like east, southeast. Yeah, pretty far southeast. But yeah, east, southeast. It's a little hard to tell. You've got these, this is kind of the tail end here. So you've got these moving a little bit more to the east, these more to the southeast. So, you know, Birmingham, you're going to get another round with this. Most of northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and northern Georgia are going to get a second round of severe weather after this first round. We'll see what happens with the lapse rates, but I have premium, so it didn't freeze for me. Well, let me see. Actually, speaking of that, do we have... All right, no chasers right now. Alrighty. Hey, I can see the town next to mine. That big dark patch is going to come right over me. Where are you? I thought this was a weather channel. Oh, what's going on? What's going on, Juan? Evan changed a lot in the 30 minutes or so that I was gone. Yeah, I am Evan Freiberger. Do you guys think I look or sound different? Maybe it's because I put on a hat. Maybe it's because I put on a hat. And let me know if anyone has any questions. Like I said, we're just watching this squall line move really speed out to the east, and we've got another threat later in the evening. So we'll have 2 rounds in Georgia? Yes. Unfortunately, it looks like we will. This is going to continue to move out east. Typically, again, not all storms move this quickly. Typically, I'd say you probably got this is going to be an evening event, but this is moving out quick. This is going to be into Georgia. I mean, 4 or 5 p.m. Let's take a look here. Expect it to be moving into Georgia. Yeah, potentially as early as 5 p.m. This first round doesn't want to, at least on the HRRR, move through Atlanta. Wants to stay really northern Georgia. But that second round does want to move straight through Atlanta, as you can see right here. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's already farther south, though, than the HRRR was expecting it to be. So I think this might move through Atlanta. The HRRR was seeing this squall line set up like this. And you can see we've got some decently strong thunderstorms, strong to severe thunderstorms, stretching much farther south, way south of Birmingham. So we may see this first round actually affect Atlanta as well. Trenching on Central Alabama. My elderly uncle lives there. Yeah, we can take a look there. Okay. Is it center? How do you pronounce this? Centra. Is it Centra? Centra? I feel like Centra's right. I'm just gonna go with Centra. Let me know, chat. Come on, come on. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Yeah, these storms are just out to the west. Again, straight line wind threat. Right now, it's looking like these storms just out to the west, they're just recording that 60 mile per hour gust potential, radar indicated gust, and small hail. So, not too worried. Power outages could be a thing, though. Power outages could be a thing. Pronounced center, it is. Okay. Yeah, power outages could be a thing. It's not looking like too damaging of a storm, though. There's going to be a couple little rounds moving through here, though. You can see this first round of thunderstorms, and then the second one right behind it. So it's going to be a little bit before these are out of his hair. Yeah, I must be decent. Let me refresh the stream because I'm like probably a good 30-second lagged from chat. So if you guys see me ask, yeah, I think I was lagged from chat. Last time a tornado hit the ground in my county, there was no siren. Then the last big storm we had, a siren went off, but no tornado ever touched down. Yeah, I hear stories like that all the time. It's unfortunate. East Oklahoma going to get slammed later. Later today. Is our 18Z out yet? Still 17Z. Southeastern Oklahoma could see some strong storms. According to the latest HRRR, we're watching really Oklahoma tomorrow. We've got a moderate out there in Oklahoma tomorrow. Look at this. It really is a shark. That's crazy. Yeah, we've got a moderate categorical out here. Wind driven. Look at that. Hatched. 45% hatched on the wind. They may even stretch this to the north. We may see Dallas and Oklahoma City get pulled into that 45% tomorrow. I can't guarantee you, but I was looking at the models and it's possible. It's possible. Hi, buddy. I'll be out there with you later. Sharknado confirmed. Yeah. Sharknado, they'd have to make a higher threat level than tornado emergency. I don't think I'd be too worried about the sharks, like, eating me in a Sharknado. I'd be worried about them falling on me. Because I feel like a shark falling from the sky and hitting me would probably squish me. You know what I mean? Like, once they're on the ground, they can't do anything. They're just going to be flopping around, right? It'd be like having really large hail. Like the biggest hail ever. Yeah. Yeah, he's a cutie. Yeah, I told my wife that. I said, listen, if he wants to get in the weather, that's cool. He'll come in here and be like, Daddy make video? Daddy stream? Ooh, Daddy weather? It's cute. Shark teeth debris would be insane, right? Again, just quickly updates on this for you guys. Not really seeing much of a tour threat in here. This is a wind-driven enhanced zone today and slight. Some strong to severe storms moving into McMinnville. Again, this is moving 45 to 50 miles per hour to the east. This is moving quick. Suwanee, you're going to get involved soon. Jasper, South Pittsburgh, Bridgeport, Stevenson, Henniger, Powell, Rainsville, Fort Payne, all of these areas, we've got these potentially 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts moving in soon. Hail as well, but most of it's very small hail. Not that it can't hurt you. That'd be a little bit painful if you're outside in that. Uncomfortable, I'd say. Cedar Bluff, this is pretty close to moving through you. Leesburg and Center again. Whoa, weather-wise. Let's close it and reopen it. What the heck happened there? There we go. Center, Cedar Bluff. These storms are bearing down on you now. Piedmont as well. Moving down to Jacksonville, Weaver, Oxford, Lincoln, Talladega. We've got these strong to severe thunderstorms moving in. Again, mainly a wind threat. Calera, Columbiana, Jemison, Thorsby, Clanton, Maplesville. This squall line is just out to your west. It should be there very shortly. Again, we're just watching these strong gusts. There are a lot of power outages reported already, and there's going to be more, unfortunately. Would sharks stay whole in a tornado? As long as the winds weren't too high. I'm not going to bring it up, but there's been tornadoes that have done some interesting things to animals. You guys can look at those YouTube videos, though. If the winds are strong enough, the animals may not stay whole. Alabama now at over 100,000 without power. Yeah, I mean, this thing is just bulldozing power lines, clearly. When it went there... Well, when it went through... What do you say? Winfield? It was just strong winds? I have power for the moment. My power's still on too, guys. My power's still on too. But by the way, I live up here. So, that's probably why. My dad said he's seen hay stuck in telephone poles in southeastern Oklahoma. Yeah. Where the heck is Evan? No one knows. We've been looking for him all day. He'll be back in about an hour. I think it'd be more about the debris instead of wind speed. Well... There was, I forget what tornado it did. I forget what tornado it was that went over a field with cows in it. It was an F5 tornado. And you can look up what happened to the cows. I don't think I'm going to talk about it on stream. It's pretty violent stuff. We got hit by the EF4 in Newman 2021. Always watching the weather now. Yeah, one storm will mess you up. I mean, one storm is why I got into weather. Hurricane Wilma when I was younger. Pine straw stuck in 2x4s in my town in 2011. Let's take another look at these storms. 60 mile per hour gusts. Let's take a look at the updated. We're down to 60 mile per hour gusts in a lot of these storms, which is good. We're going to see this slowly start to weaken as it moves off to the east. And you can kind of see that now. These are all down to your what I call general severe thunderstorm warnings, meaning small hail and the potential for 60 plus mile per hour gusts. That's what we see up and down the board here. So we actually don't even have any more of those conditionals here, meaning 70 plus mile per hour winds. Rome, Cedartown up through Rome and Somerville. Georgia, you have just now been put into a severe thunderstorm warning. But yeah, no considerable damage. Thunderstorm warnings to speak of right now. This is still all strong enough to continue to knock out power. Bring down tree branches. So we got to keep paying attention. And as I've said multiple times, there's another setup moving in behind this thing as we move into the evening hours where we could see an amplified severe weather event. So this was expected to begin to downtrend as we moved into Georgia. Let's hope that continues. They've dropped all the considerables. Can I ask when it will hit Bean Station, Tennessee? Sure. Let's take a look at this here. Bean Station. You guys are all the way up there near Morristown, huh? We can take a look at that on Radar Omega. Oops, that's the wrong one. Let's pull up Radar Omega here. Here's our latest stage triple R. I don't think 18Z is probably out on Pivotal, but yeah, I mean, these storms are approaching you guys up there at around 6 to 8 Eastern, so this is an evening event for you guys. Second round of storms may bring you a small severe threat, but it's really this first round as we get into the early to mid-evening. And again, it's going to be a wind threat mainly for you guys up there. Connor needs his own channel. Evan needs to step up his game. Well, Evan's helping get me a little exposure. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of followers on TikTok. I've got like 125,000 followers on TikTok, but I'm not a big fan of TikTok. They're not anywhere close to as creator friendly as YouTube is. So my goal is to just kind of focus on my YouTube. I stream on TikTok every day, but my goal is to grow my YouTube. I'm going to do a live stream later tonight on my YouTube channel. I've been doing 3 to 4 live streams a day, 3 to 4, 1 to 2 hour live streams a day. Just as a quick reminder, guys, we do have this pretty somewhat impressive squall line stretching all the way from central Tennessee all the way down here towards central Alabama. Moving off east at a very fast pace. I wonder if this thing is sped up at all. I think it's, yeah, moving east, we'll say 45 to 50 miles per hour. So, Calera, Jemison, Childsburg, I'm going to pronounce some of these wrong. Talladega, Oxford, Jacksonville, Alabama. These storms are close to you. Just be prepared. There's a lot of power outages. There's going to be more. Piedmont, Alabama, Center, Cedar Bluff. This is right on top of you guys. Fort Payne, Valley Head, Henniger, Eider, Stevenson, Bridgeport, Alabama. All of you guys, this storm's about to move over top of you. Moving up into Tennessee, we've got the Kimball region, Tracy City up towards Morrison, and Woodbury. No considerable damage, severe thunderstorms right now. Just your typical 60 mile per hour gust and small hail. But it's widespread 60 mile per hour gust and small hail. So, do you think this is going to die off before West Georgia? No. No. We'll probably still have these general 60 mile per hour small hail, severe thunderstorm warnings. But yeah, it's not going to be as intense. At least it's looking like as it was moving through Alabama. And then you have your second round as we get into the mid to late evening. Storms are going to fire off again in portions of northern Alabama and move off into the southeast. That one is probably going to bring you a little bit more of a severe threat than this one. Let me quickly pull up Pivotal on my side and just check at that, actually. Okay, the HRRR 18Z is out. It's just actually not showing up in Radar Omega. That's interesting. I figured it was out. Let me quickly look at the reflectivity on my end. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Just want to see what the most updated HRRR is showing. Yeah, it doesn't look like too bad of an event tonight. Central Mississippi, Central Alabama looks to be the biggest threat moving late into tonight. We could even get some bad storms down in southern Alabama, moving towards southern Alabama and the western panhandle of Florida. Really late tonight, guys. We're talking. Well, no, this would be really early tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow morning. Do you have any coverage for the Missouri severe storms in Jefferson City area? Yeah, we've got one severe thunderstorm warning up here. This is, again, a typical one, 60 mile per hour gusts. They don't even have any hail recorded in here, but it is tour possible right now. Not seeing much on the radar. It's a little distorted. Taking a look at our reflectivity. Not seeing any sort of clear notch in this as well. So we'll keep our eye on this. This, I believe, is the only severe. Yeah. We could end up seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings placed on some of these storms farther off to the south as well. So we'll watch those. But this is very close to moving through Jefferson City, Wardsville, New Bloomfield, up towards Fulton, Ashland, that area. Let's see how fast this storm's moving. Looks like it's moving pretty quick as well. Yeah, 45 miles per hour out to the east. I think we'll probably... I wouldn't be surprised to see a weak tornado tonight. I'd be shocked if we saw more than one or two. We may not even see one tonight, at least based on the latest HRRR models. They don't always get it right, but not. Yeah, I mean they have the 2% tor risk for today. The tornado chances aren't super high, but they're there. It's possible. How bad does it seem like the storms will be for Ackworth, Georgia? Is that? Let's see if I pronounce that right. Yeah, you'll probably get this small hail, 60 mile per hour gust thunderstorms moving through your region. Doesn't mean you're going to get the 60 mile per hour gust or small hail, but thunderstorms moving above you guys in a couple hours are going to have those conditions. You may see stronger thunderstorms later in the evening with our second round of storms, but you may also see similar just 60 mile per hour small hail. This is more of an inconvenience type of storm because of all the power it's knocking out. These winds are just strong enough to mess with power lines, tree branches, and stuff like that. So luckily not seeing any conditional severe thunderstorm warnings on the map right now. And again, I do believe this will be kind of slowly losing steam as it moves off to the east before our second round of storms later into the evening. I pronounced it right? Okay, good. Yeah, there's another storm coming in later, so you can see. I don't know why. Let me close Radar Omega and reopen it and see if it's going to give me my new HRRR runs. It probably will. There we go. So, yes, we can really even use the 19Z. You should see it in a second. Okay. So, moving forward. Yeah, see, this does want to put these strong storms through Atlanta at around 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. This storm's going to move off to the east. It's mainly a wind threat. And then as we get into the late evening, here we go. We get some more storms moving in. Now, the latest HRRR is actually holding these out here, 11 to 12 central. Central to northern Mississippi, central to northern Alabama, moving off into the southeast. Let me go back to the 18Z and see if we can move this forward a little bit more. But it does have those storms stretching as we move into the early morning of Sunday, 1, 2, 3 a.m., stretching out into Georgia. And then these are going to be pushing south towards the Gulf region and towards southeastern Georgia. This is really late at night, 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. So we could see a severe threat far down here, like I said, bordering the Gulf down here in the southeast as we get into the early hours tomorrow on Sunday. So, yeah, this is not our only, this is our afternoon severe threat. We have a separate late evening severe threat and early morning threat down there in the south. I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere. Hardly any trees around me, so hopefully my power stays on. I would love to be in the middle of nowhere with no trees around me with this storm moving in. You'd probably get some good pictures. I'm in southwestern Missouri, close to Arkansas and Oklahoma. Anything severe for us tonight or tomorrow? Tonight, so you're down. Yeah, you're down here. I don't think so tonight. Tomorrow, yes, we are watching that area tomorrow, and we'll look at the 18Z for that. You're in that southwestern Missouri is in that 15 to 30% risk for severe winds. We have the possibility to see a Durecho or Durecho type events tomorrow. If you don't know what Durecho means, it's like microburst, very, very powerful wind. You can have 90 to 100 mile per hour sustained winds across, slowly moving across the surface, stretching out miles. They can do a lot of damage. It's basically like they can do tornado damage without putting a tornado down. And we're seeing the possibility for something like that tomorrow. You're in a 2% down there in southwestern Missouri. 2% tornado chance tomorrow, or tornado risk zone. Your wind is definitely the biggest concern, though. This is a very, very large... I'm sure you guys have ideas of what you think this looks like. This is a very, very large 15 to 30% hatch region for hail as well tomorrow. 4-inch plus hail, gorilla hail. It's pretty. That could be pretty widespread. So it'll be an interesting day for sure. But the wind threat still looks to be the most significant. If we were to look at the timeline for tomorrow, we do see some storms. Oh, was I looking down in Arkansas, or was I up here? I think I was up here. Yeah, you guys look fine in southwestern Missouri. Here we go tomorrow. This is at about 9 p.m. Central Time. Storms moving through Joplin, Springfield, and down to the southeast. This is as of the latest 18ZH Triple R. So it looks to be a late evening event for you guys down there. Let's get back into these storms. Let me give you quick updates. Still tour possible up here. You can see some pretty strong winds moving out east towards New Bloomfield, Holt Summit, Jefferson City, and the surrounding regions. Don't see a couplet yet. Let's get an update on what's going on with all these storms here. These are all still just that 60 mile per hour small hail. No considerable damage threats in here. But these are moving out east towards Silacquagga. Oh my gosh. Talladega, Oxford, Jacksonville, Alabama, Piedmont, Somerville, Cedartown, Georgia. You guys are starting to get some bad storms moving through. Chickamauga. Oh my gosh. Lafayette, Georgia. These storms are just out to your west. Moving up north. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Jasper, Dunlap, McMinnville. These storms are still moving through. We've still got it. We could still see some power outages out in these regions. Power outage potential over the next hour. Again, this storm is moving quick. The squall line's moving about 45 to 50 miles per hour out to the east. When I got on for Evan, this was still like central Alabama. I feel like we're already moving into Georgia. I have not been on that long. Chickamauga, thanks. I'm researching mesovortices in the inner wall of QLCS. We took a direct hit here in Augusta, Georgia, and we had mesovortices here. That's interesting. Let me make sure Ev's not trying to reach out to me. I think we're good. Sometimes he'll be trying to text me or Discord me while I'm on his stream, and I just am not noticing it, completely ignoring it by accident. I'm in North Carolina. Is it supposed to get bad here? I think we could see some pretty severe conditions tomorrow in North Carolina. Let's take a look at our day 2. Well, let's go into our categorical. The entire state of North Carolina. Sorry, guys. Entire state of North Carolina tomorrow is in that marginal to site risk. Highest chance for damaging strongest severe thunderstorms does look to be out to the east, though. Oh, come on. I hate when you do this. There we go. Does look to be out to the east of Charlotte and Greensboro. Out there, we have a little bit of a tour risk up here tomorrow. 2% and 5%. Portions of the Mid-Atlantic. This could stretch down into North Carolina. It's a possibility. But mainly central to eastern North Carolina tomorrow, we're looking at a wind and hail threat. Chattanooga, Tuscaloosa, tomato, potato, same thing. Should I start saying tomato possible instead of tornado possible? Yeah, Helene. I think Helene's also the hurricane that put down like 3 significant tornadoes in Florida and spawned like 20 tornado warnings. I believe it was that one. Reidsville, Georgia. Reeds. Oh, you guys are way down there. Yeah, this is kind of a threat for tomorrow. You guys are in that slight as well tomorrow. Not even a 2% tour risk, very low hail risk, but you do have a slight wind risk, so that's going to be mainly a wind risk for you guys tomorrow. Looking at our daily rainfall, you guys could see a decent amount of rainfall today and tomorrow through portions of southern Georgia. Let me check back up on this Missouri storm. Okay. Yeah, let's check back on this one. They still have it as tour possible. Not seeing much. Maybe something here, but really not seeing much. Getting close to New Bloomfield, Holt Summit, Jefferson City, Fulton, Missouri. Three wedges, 50-plus tornadoes, over 100 warnings. Milton in Florida. Oh, maybe it was Milton. Maybe it was Milton. Yeah, I think it was EF2 or EF3 through Palm City as well. Evan's putting some cams up for me. Thank you, Evan. Just to rehash, guys, in case, how bad will it be tomorrow in North Texas? Could be pretty bad. I'll go over that in a second. Got a pretty strong squall line here. 60-plus mile per hour gusts up and down it. Small hail, moving out to the east very quickly. It is approaching kind of that. Most of this is it's going to be along this entire Georgia-Alabama border here pretty shortly. LaGrange, Alexander City, still got a little bit of time, but we're already moving into Georgia up here in northwest Georgia. So strong storms, strong thunderstorms capable of definitely knocking out some power are going to be moving into the Fort Oglethorpe area. Chickamauga, I think that's how it's pronounced, right? Lafayette region pretty soon. Somerville, Rome, Cedartown, Tallapoosa. Luckily not seeing any more of those considerable thunderstorms. So just again, for anyone who is new in the stream, this is not our only severe event today. We are expecting, as we get into the mid to late evening hours, for storms to fire up northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and then 30 minutes to an hour later, we could see some storms firing up in northern Georgia, moving down to the southeast as well as we get into the early morning hours of Sunday. So that's going to be its whole own situation. We are seeing some supercell potential through central Mississippi and central Alabama, and potentially even southern Alabama with that setup too. Not looking too bad in Georgia, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. I like the live editing. Fayetteville, Georgia is cooked. It says 75-plus mile per hour winds. They did just put a considerable up here. 70 mile per hour winds through Trenton, Chickamauga, Lafayette, moving out towards Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. I don't think they label 75. Are you looking at the hail size maybe? 75-inch hail? 75-inch. 3/4-inch hail. 75. Oh my gosh. That'd be terrible. This is a considerable there is a considerable damage threat up here. Like I said, these storms are moving into Trenton, Lafayette, Chickamauga, and then Fort Oglethorpe. And they're moving pretty quickly. Again, these are moving around 45 miles per hour out to the east still. Nope, moving east at 55 miles per hour. So almost 60 miles per hour. These storms have sped up. They're booking it. That's going to increase the wind speeds with some of these storms as well. Dunlap, Spencer, you're kind of next up there in Tennessee. Chattanooga as well. Chattanooga, though, we're looking at 60 mile per hour winds. Small hail just out to your west. This storm down here, again, Somerville down to Rome, Cedartown. This is moving out to the east towards Calhoun and Addersville. 6-mile-per-hour winds, small hail. So I believe we do only have that one considerable up here in northwestern Georgia. Again, a lot of people are going to be losing power with this, but we don't see really any rotation in those cells. Moving back up here into Missouri, we've got one severe thunderstorm warning. This is just out to the west of Jefferson City. You can see some strong velocities here, the possibility for a couplet to form, but really right now we're just looking at strong winds with this thing. You can see a little bit of rotation trying to get itself together in the reflectivity, but it doesn't look like anything's on the ground, and it doesn't look too promising for a tornado as well, which is good, but we'll keep watching it. New Bloomfield, Holtz, Summit, Jefferson City down to Wardsville. This is pretty close to you guys. These, like I said, all these storms are moving very, very quickly. So if you're used to, again, these are moving faster than normal storms, so you have to judge the timing on them a little bit differently than you normally would. Let me keep a watch on this considerable storm up here in northwestern Georgia. What's up, Evan? Illinois. Hunter, do you have a question about Illinois? Will Fayetteville, Georgia get slower outage? You guys do have like an isolated thunderstorm moving through the region right now, but you're going to see these storms out there in maybe an hour at the speed they're moving. Maybe 2 hours. It's possible to have some, power outages out there. It is possible. There's a calm before the storm in Fayetteville, Georgia. It looks like you guys have a little isolated shower about to move over you, unless that's just a little radar distortion reflectivity, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so let me go back here, guys, just so you know, because I've seen some questions today about today and tomorrow, so I want to go over this with you really quickly again. We have the latest 19Z loaded. So these storms are moving off to the east. Let's get some of this timing. My voice almost just cracked there. Atlanta, based on the latest HRRR, we're looking at around 6 to 7, maybe 6:30, we'll say, give or take an hour this evening. Could have this squall line moving through with some damaging winds. Gainesville as well. Up through Helene, Georgia, up through Hayesville and Andrews, North Carolina, and then moving into Knoxville. So this is all around 6 to 7 Eastern. And then these storms really want to try and fall apart as they get farther out to the east. They might hold themselves together as they approach Greenville and Asheville, Johnson City, Bristol, but it's gonna be tough. Here we go, getting into about 9 to 10 Central. We get another round of storms, kind of lining up from almost south central Oklahoma all the way out through Alabama or Mississippi. And you'll see these storms start to fire off in Georgia as well right after this. There we go. So this is going to be a late evening through the early morning hours of Sunday. And again, there's going to be a wind and hail threat associated with this. Tornado, we'll see. The HRRR seeing a lot of supercell activity, not a lot, but a little bit of supercell activity through portions of Mississippi, through portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama. So something we have to watch. But a lot of people may think after this squall line moves over, like, okay, well, the night's over. I'd keep your weather alerts on out here and in the southeast in general, and down there in Mississippi, portions of the eastern southern plains and the Mississippi Valley, because we could see a nocturnal threat with all these storms. And yes, tomorrow we could see a Durecho type setup. It's looking like we may. They've upgraded it to a moderate 45% hatched wind region. So, I mean, this is when you could see the 90 to 100 plus mile per hour winds without even a tornado being on the ground. And that's stretching basically from just north of Dallas all the way out there towards Memphis, Texas, up towards Elk City and Clinton, Oklahoma, just to the south of Oklahoma City. I still think there's a chance Dallas and Oklahoma City that this 45% hatched risk zone for hail expands and includes Oklahoma City and Dallas. That's something we'll potentially see tomorrow when we wake up. Hopefully not. Hopefully they keep it in tight like that. Getting back to these storms are moving so quick. I can't even believe it. Almost 60 miles per hour. So yeah, Rome, these are getting pretty close to you guys. Adairsville, Cartersville, Georgia, Dalton, Lafayette, Chickamauga, Chattanooga, Tennessee. These storms are approaching you quickly. Still only have, we do have a considerable damage, severe thunderstorm warning out here now. This is in south central to southeastern Tennessee. You can see Jasper, Whitwell, Chattanooga, East Ridge, Red Bank, Kimball, Tennessee. 70+ mile per hour gusts and small hail. So again, power outages are definitely possible in that region. All right, guys. Evan's going to hop back in here. Not too much going on, luckily. Again, we do have a couple of 70+ mile per hour storms. A couple up here in northwestern Georgia, in and around Jasper, Tennessee as well. Considerable damage, severe thunderstorms. Other than that, not too much going on. But yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me come in here and hang out with you for a little bit. And he should be back in here any second now. Stay safe and remember, we are going to have that second round moving through later in the evening, early morning hours down here in the southeast. See you guys.
Went out for a little bit. It was funny because it was like right after I left the stream, or right after I left my house. But yeah, hello, everybody.
Okay, we should be public on there now. Let me check my settings. All right. Analytics, clips, public. Restrictions, none. All right. 1 second here. Let's see. Let me double check this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, where is that? One moment here, YouTube. Nice. Okay. So it is working. All right, good. Nice. Hey, this is my first time being rated. Hey, what's going on? Nice. We'll stay on for a little bit here. Alrighty, let me just adjust some things. What's going on? What's going on, guys? Yeah, we're going to keep watching this and see what these models do with this event tonight. I'm just getting a few things adjusted really quickly here. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to push back over to YouTube Studio. Okay, everything looks good. Yep. Did we just have a destructive thunderstorm warning issued? Or am I going crazy? We do. We have a destructive thunderstorm warning just issued. What's going on, guys? Expectations for Charleston, South Carolina by any chance? We got a pretty decent severe weather. Oh my God, my neck. Severe weather threat out there tomorrow. Mainly wind driven, but wind and hail. But we do have that threat tomorrow. Let me change this real quick. Let's go east. Going to west. We did just get a destructive thunderstorm. Let me turn this up just a little bit here so I can hear it. This is 80 plus mile per hour winds, radar indicated, damage threat destructive. This is just out to the west of Red Bank and from Saudi down to Red Bank to Chattanooga, Tennessee. So very, very, very powerful winds in here, guys. 80 plus gusts. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming over here. We'll be on for a little bit. You can see that max gusts. You can see that severe thunderstorm warning, destructive severe thunderstorm warning, right below me on my stream. So that's the details that you'll need for that. Typically, the most significant severe storm or severe warning that is placed will be located right beneath me with the details. Let me do this. I usually play music in the background really quietly. Let me put this on. Really quietly. To fill the dead space. All right, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this. Again, severe thunderstorm warning, destructive out here in and around Chattanooga, Tennessee. East Ridge, Red Bank, Saudi Daisy. We do have 80 plus mile per hour radar indicated winds, small hail. This is moving out to the east quickly. It's going to be in Chattanooga very, very quickly. This storm is moving at 50 miles per hour to the east. So it could be 10 to 15 minutes at that pace. 10, 15, 20 minutes at that pace. We're still only seeing these 60 mile per hour warnings to the south and to the north of the storm. We do have another destructive severe thunderstorm warning right here as well, moving to the east into Fort Oglethorpe, Chickamauga, and Lafayette, Georgia. So northwestern Georgia, and then down here in Tennessee, Chattanooga up towards Saudi Daisy, 80 plus mile per hour gusts are possible. This is radar indicated with the velocities. You can see right in here. Some very, very high winds. Up here to the north, your classic 60 mile per hour gust potential with strong winds as well. But this is really the two storms we're looking at. So Dalton, Cleveland, again, Chattanooga, northwestern Georgia. Be prepared for that. This is definitely going to knock out a lot of power. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that, Bethany. $12 active alerts. All severe thunderstorm warning. We have 23 alerts, but a bunch of those are flash flooding, which isn't occurring out here at least quite yet. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being over here from Evan's channel. I got Connor on the PC and Evan on the TV. Love it. Love it. Let's move back up and see what's happening up here in Missouri. Is anything happening with the storms? It looks like they're going to let this thing. It's moving over Jefferson City. It's got 2 minutes on it. They're probably going to let it expire. I don't think we... You can see some nice velocities in here, but I don't think we had anything spin up. It was tour possible. They're probably going to drop this up there in Missouri, which is good news. So, I mean, really what we're watching, we're watching this whole squall line moving into Georgia, central northern Georgia. But northwestern Georgia and around the Chattanooga region, again, 80 plus mile per hour winds, radar indicate it. Chattanooga, it's right there. It's right there, about to move in. Maybe 10 miles to your west, less than that. Maybe just a few miles to your west. Oh, yeah. I was trying to do that. Yeah. I was trying to change that. Let me see if I can figure it out. It was something that I think I may have to change off stream. But I'm going to... Let me see if I can fix that right now. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look into it. Everyone, this region that is on my screen right now, remember, damage, severe thunderstorm warning. Or 80 plus mile per hour winds. They have this labeled right now as destructive damage threat. Okay. Let me see if I can figure this out. Does anyone know how to turn on rating? Let me know, because I've been having issues with it. Appreciate the sub. Let me see if I can get it turned on right now, though. Let's turn that on as well. Let's see. All right, let's see if I can figure this out quickly. All right. 1 second, guys. 1 second. This might answer my question. Okay, via Discord. Okay, cool. Okay, let me check that real quick, guys. Here we go. Redirect privileges needed. Add to live redirect list in community settings. Okay, I can do that real quickly. Let's go into community settings. YouTube Studio. Settings. Community moderation. Okay, all channels. Okay. Okay, should be good now. Should be good to go now. Let's test it out. Let's see if that worked. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. All right. We'll turn that off. Just a reminder again, guys. Destructive damage threat out here. Moving into Chattanooga currently. Red Bank, Saudi Daisy, Dalton, Tunnel Hill, and Varnell. Chickamauga, Fort Oglethorpe, and Lafayette. 80+ mile per hour gusts. Radar indicated. So I'm just keeping this on here real quick. Yeah, we should be. I should be good. I think settings should be good now. From what I could see. I can double check, but I'm just hoping that it updated live in my stream. Sometimes you have to hop off stream and start it again. Yeah, I'll hop out of Discord here in a second. I know you guys are hearing these Discord noises. Let me change chat here. Oh, okay. What's the blue thing on your dresser? It's just a WSAD thing, yeah. Okay, cool. Alrighty. We can get started here. Chat, can you hear me fine? Check it, check. Evan wants you to... Oh, the cams there? Yeah, we can do that. Can I use the has cams out here? Do we have any has cams out here? I can actually just pull them up. I can pull them up over here on my side screen. Let's do this. Here we go. I'll get them pulled up for you guys. Locations. Oh, why is it only putting me here? That's not what we want. Here we go. Here we go. We got some cameras in Chattanooga. Oh, wow. All right, let me pull. I have them up now. Let me just put it so you guys can see. Look at that. That's in Chattanooga. Some heavy winds. Audio good? Cool. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Yeah, we'll take a look at some of these cams here. Decent looking storm. I mean, this is some strong winds. Let me pull it from a couple different cameras. I think it may even be more intense out west here. Look at that. Moving the camera around. There are 80+ mile per hour gusts recorded within this storm, so we may lose some of these cameras. You can see the rain moving horizontally on the surface of the road. This is, I wouldn't want to be a tractor trailer driving in this. Yeah, you can tell how windy that is. Oh my gosh, on the surface there. I don't think we have any volume with these cameras, though. That'd be interesting. This one's pretty sturdy. Let me see exactly where this is. Okay, I know where I want to go. I want to get this camera... Let me see. I want to get this camera right down near Clifton Hills. Let's see if I can get it. Down here, we might get a crazy angle in a little bit. I'll keep this on for a second. We'll go back to the radar. Raid, let's go. It's my first raid. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let me move this. Let me move this around a little bit down here. We'll move this over and stretch it out, so you guys can see that. All right, yeah, we're gonna look at some of these cams here. Oh, I just heard a sound, but I didn't see anything. What's going on? Oh, nice. CB, I appreciate the sub. I appreciate the sub. Let me just pull up OBS. We're gonna look at this. Appreciate you guys. Maybe I appreciate the sub. Is that annoying or no? We're gonna look at some of these cams here. We're gonna look at some of these cams here. Again, this is a destructive thunderstorm. It does have destructive winds. Scan some of these cameras out here. Most of these cameras are moving around. I appreciate all the subs, guys. I feel like maybe I need to turn down the volume of that now. I'll turn it down a little bit. It's just gonna keep going up. Lindsay, I appreciate you. I used to watch you on TikTok. Oh, well, welcome over to YouTube. Now that's a sub reward. Yeah, I'll turn it down since it'll keep popping off. I appreciate you guys though. All right, let's see what we can find here. We do have this. Just to remind you guys where this these destructive, when they're, I think, yeah, the northern one, we're talking East Ridge, Chattanooga, Red Bank, Lakesite, Soddy Daisy, Shady Grove, Collegedale, Tennessee. You are in that destructive damage threat. 80 plus mile per hour winds have been indicated. 70 plus mile per hour radar indicated winds northwestern Georgia. We can take a look down there as well in a second. See what we can see here. Look at that. Now, luckily, I think for these vehicles, the winds are coming. They're traveling, it looks like, west to east, and the winds are blowing in from west to east, so they're not coming kind of across the vehicles, or you could see some of those tractor trailers getting blown over if that were the case. This is actually not a bad angle here. I-24 east. I-75 north here. You guys are going crazy. I'll make it a little... I appreciate all the subs, guys. All right, let me just keep pushing out east here and see what we can find. This is near the airport. Yeah, this camera's getting pulled around as well. Highway 153 south. The winds, the actual wind speeds can be a little bit hard to see on some of these cams. Yeah, this storm's moving really quickly. I mean, it looks like the strongest winds are right around, yeah, right out to the east of Chattanooga Metro Airport. So that would be right here. That would be right here. is where we'd be having the strongest winds move through. No trees in any of these videos, though. Here we go. We might see something here. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Those winds are whipping. Robert, I appreciate that. I appreciate the membership, Robert. Yeah, you do have access to my Discord now, by the way. You just have to link your Discord to my YouTube, and you'll be able to see what's going on in there. Discord is it's pretty cool Discord if you want to check it out. Daily and live updates on everything weather. Yeah, so looking pretty good. Let's go back to the radar for a little bit here. I'll keep that one up, actually. The bottom left. It's around where the strongest winds are right now. Let me readjust it a little bit, and we'll talk about what's going on with these storms. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's pull this up like that so you guys can see it a little better. There we go. I keep hitting the wrong button. We'll keep this right here for now. And I'll keep moving it out to the east. We'll see what we can see. Okay. Here's what's going on with our storms. Thanks for covering the storm. A small thing, but your sub alerts cover part of the map cameras. Yeah. Yeah, I can relocate this. I'll just make them smaller for now. All right. Large squall line, obviously. We've been talking about this for quite a while. Mostly 60 plus mile per hour winds or wind gusts possible. We do have some conditional now out here in northwestern Georgia. You can see really stretching from out west of Atlanta. So we're looking at like Tallapoosa. That's how you pronounce it. Bremen, all the way up through northwestern Georgia. We're seeing considerable damage threat. 70 plus mile per hour radar indicated gusts. We do, okay, they've downgraded this one up here. That's out to the east of Chattanooga. They've downgraded this damage threat to considerable as well. 70 plus mile per hour gusts are possible. These storms are booking it so quick. Let me go to a different cam. Yeah, these storms are moving fast. Here it is. Moving a little bit farther up to the north, same thing, general severe thunderstorm warnings. I believe we're good up there in... Okay, so we're starting... We've got a severe thunderstorm warning now as well. We've got one down here in South Carolina, or sorry, North Carolina. Let me just take a look at this really quickly. Small hail, 60 plus mile per hour gusts. You guys are looking pretty good, though. Heading out to the east towards Watha, North Carolina. And we've also got a severe thunderstorm warning up here in northeastern New Mexico. About to head through Des Moines. Not looking too threatening. 60 mile per hour gusts possible, inch hail. But mainly this is our this is what we're mainly watching out here. Obviously moving into southeastern Tennessee and approaching Atlanta pretty quickly. Again, we're going to have some more thunderstorms firing off mid to late evening. And then through the morning hours, we could actually see a severe threat pushing down into this region down here. Southern Mississippi, southern Georgia, southern Alabama, panhandle of Florida. Red Bank power is out. Trees are in the road on the back roads. Yeah, I'm sure we're getting a ton of power outages all up and down this line here. Yep, it's going to continue. Clouds are rolling in. What's going on, playtime? I'm getting hit with scattered thunderstorms. What are you thinking for Anderson, South Carolina later? Let's see where Anderson, South Carolina is. Let's take a look at our HRRR. Let's go into Radar Omega. We'll pull up the 19Z, the latest run. So, around 7 to 8 Eastern. This evening, it does look like we could have some strong thunderstorms rolling through. It's mainly going to be a wind and small hail threat. Can't rule out when you have these types of storms, tornadoes, but the tornado chances are pretty low. We could even get a second round. Here we go, as we get into around 6 a.m. We could potentially see some strong thunderstorms rolling through again, so you kind of might get that 1-2 shot as well. What an interesting risk zone for tomorrow. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a decent amount of mods. I should actually probably see if they can. I don't know if I told them I was going live. Let me let them know. Is Fayetteville, Georgia going to get hit again as well as Hampton? Fayetteville, yeah, I think we were just talking about that earlier. Yeah, this is going to roll through Fayetteville. Maybe 1 to 2 hours here. Could still be packing these. You can see this is considerable. 70-mile-per-hour gusts have been radar indicated up and down this entire squall line. So that is going to be moving through Fayetteville, Georgia, and I think you're going to get some more into the early hours of Sunday as well. Mainly a wind-driven threat. You didn't post? Well, I posted earlier that I was getting on Evan's channel. And then I just started up. I just made my unlisted stream public, so. Mods, you're not allowed to eat. You have to be in my stream. I'm just kidding. I'm just east of Asheville, North Carolina. Is the storm weakening? It's weakening. It's going to be weakening. It's going to continue to weak, especially as it pushes out towards Asheville. Could be a little bit of a severe thunderstorm threat later into the evening and into the early morning hours out there near Asheville, but not expecting anything too significant. Rainfall-wise, nothing crazy either today or tomorrow, so that's good. We don't need any flooding up there. Who's that? SPC, I appreciate this up. I gotta go get a mower belt again. See y'all later, here or somewhere. See ya. How's Hickson, Tennessee looking? Yeah, we take a look there. Let me see if we can pull up some more cams out here in Tennessee. Let me take a look at where these storms are. Okay, let's take a look. Out here. Let's see what's going on out here. Hickson, Tennessee. These storms are moving past you. Now, your severe threat is really going downhill quickly there in Hickson, Tennessee. But again, this is kind of the first round. I don't know if we're going to see... let's take a look at what's going on with the second round of storms. You could get another round of severe storms as we get until around 1, 2, 3 a.m. Central Time. Actually, that would be Eastern for southeastern Tennessee. So 2, 3, 4 a.m. Eastern, you could see some more strong thunderstorms. Strong to severe thunderstorms in southeastern Tennessee. Probably not as strong as this, but you never know. Let me turn off my Discord, so you guys don't have to hear my Discord notifications all day. Yeah, it's supposed to be in a weekend as it moves into the mountains. They're not even expecting that much rainfall into the mountains. Far western, but... Thunder is deafening right now. Hunter, what do you want to know about Illinois? Who's this guy? Let me pull up one more camera here. This is out near, just to the north. I know it's two of the same cam, but I'll fix that later. This is just north of Collegedale, Tennessee. This is where some of the worst winds are going to be moving into. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. The rain has made it to Ackworth, Georgia, and it's raining sideways. No surprise there. You want to know about the weather tomorrow? I can talk about the weather tomorrow, the whole state of Illinois. Categorical outlook tomorrow. We've got West Central Illinois in that slight risk. That is probably wind-driven. Wind and hail-driven. Not looking too bad for Illinois. We'll pull up our HRRR and take a look at what's gonna be happening there. Let me go back to the 18Z. Here we go. A little bit of a squall line beginning to move in. Some strong to severe thunderstorms potentially moving in at around 2-3 in the afternoon tomorrow. Moving through Bloomington, Springfield area as we get into the evening hours, and then off into South Illinois as we get into around midnight tomorrow. Not looking too crazy. It looks like these storms right here may be an issue for us. So we're talking around 4, 5, 6 central out there in western central Illinois. Again, just a little bit of a hail and wind risk, mainly. There's some nice winds here. I-75, just out east of Chattanooga. You speak slowly, more clearly on your own channel. Maybe I'm just getting tired. Yeah, I didn't have that. I didn't sleep that much last night. Your power went out? Uh-oh. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all coming over here and spending some time. Oh, there's Brandon. Your backup has arrived. It's okay. Everyone's behaving. Well, hello. I found you on TikTok and now YouTube. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, the audio is probably better on here, dude. Yeah, no restream, exactly. Power's out in Hickson. Sounds about right, unfortunately. Atlanta, we got some strong storms moving into your region here. We could have even a little bit of a hail core in here moving into... potentially moving out towards downtown Atlanta. These are just some isolated showers, though, out ahead of the main squall here. Oh, yeah, look at this. I-75 just east. Just east of Chattanooga. Whoa, what just happened? What just happened? I don't know where all the black screens came from. I woke up to a tornado watch just a few miles west of Joplin, Missouri. I knew nothing was going to happen, so I just went back to sleep. Appreciate the sub. Just heard the first rundle of thunder in Canton, Georgia. Yeah, just as a reminder, I appreciate the subs, guys. Just as a reminder, 70+ mile per hour radar indicated gusts are just outside. I'm saying just to the west of Georgia, even though, or Atlanta, Georgia, even though they look pretty far out to the west, because the storm's zooming at almost 60 miles per hour. So, I mean, we're like less than an hour into Atlanta. And I believe these are all actually damage threat considerable moving up along this line. So these are all moving east through Georgia. Considerable, considerable, considerable. All considerable damage threats, except for this one up here is 60. Moving out to the east towards Decatur. Not really seeing anything. Yeah, this is still looking pretty impressive up here. These velocities up here in northwestern Georgia. Varnell moving out east. Tunnel Hill moving out east. And then, again, Collegedale moving out east. Some very strong winds still. Absolutely pouring here in Indiana. Really? I'm guessing you're down here somewhere near, are you Bloomington or somewhere here in southwestern Indiana or southern Indiana? I think bad weather night at Vicksburg, Mississippi. Like I said, we are going to get some thunderstorms. Second round firing off through Mississippi. Here we go. As we get into the mid to late evening hours, you start to see those thunderstorms firing off in and around Little Rock and then pushing out east. By the time we get to about 11, 12 o'clock central, we've got, again, some more strong thunderstorms up here in northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and then eventually over there into northern Atlanta. And then these storms make their way down to the south. And we did see on the latest HRRR on Pivotal Weather, these are some pretty windy conditions. Oh, you can really see these trees blowing around now. On Pivotal Weather, I did see some potential supercell action down here as well. There's a decent amount of instability. So we'll actually have to potentially, as we get into the early hours tomorrow, I'm talking early morning, 8, 9, 10 a.m., we actually may see the potential for an elevated severe threat down here in southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and then northern Florida, maybe even southern Georgia. They do have, if that happens, we may get this slight extended tomorrow. Can I pull up these HAZ cams? Can I pull up these HAZ cams in Alabama without, or actually, yeah, we don't need them in Alabama. We need them in Georgia. Never mind. Forget what I was saying. Forget what I was saying. I just got an ad to watch Milton on Radar app. Storm is hitting Crossville, Tennessee. Thunder and winds moving quickly. Let me see where that is. Crossville, Tennessee. Yeah, you guys are just to the north of this. You guys could still have some strong winds up there, though. Blue Springs, Williamsburg Estates, Twin Oaks, Kahula Ranch, Wildwood Lake, Flint Springs. You guys are about to have some pretty strong storms, or pretty high winds moving in. Dalton, Georgia, Chatsworth. You're not too far as well. And again, these aren't too far from Atlanta right now. Fairmount as well could have some strong winds moving in soon, and Jasper. I believe these are all still. They keep moving these from 60 to 70 to 60 to 70 to 80. Now this is our only considerable damage threat down here. It's just out to the west of Douglasville, probably 30 minutes to the west of Douglasville. Did they? No, yeah, this isn't. Okay, these are just your general severe thunderstorm warnings now. Dayton, Tennessee. Let's look at what's going on in Dayton. Let's look at what's going on in Dayton, Tennessee. You guys got some strong storms moving over, although your severe threat really drops off a cliff in about 5 minutes. Pretty close to it. It depends where you are in the city, but yeah, much more stable air behind that. You'll just get some showers. It's ridiculous in Ackworth, Georgia now, I can say. Let's take a look. Looks like the storms are just to your west. Yeah. 70 plus mile per hour. Wind gusts, radar indicate it. Small hail. That's a pretty good shot there. Those trees are moving. What is the weather for Philly? Not too bad. A little bit of a marginal tomorrow. And general thunderstorms on Monday. Rainfall, not much today, not much tomorrow. Maybe a little bit as we get into Monday. Not too bad. It did finally warm up a little bit, but it's about to cool down again. Although we're getting rain basically every day for the next 5 days. It's actually hot and sunny out here right now. I'm looking out my window. How's Georgia looking? Well, northwestern Georgia's feeling it right now. Strong winds, small hail. Obviously, this is where the bulk of our severe thunderstorm warnings are. Atlanta's about to get into the mix as well. And Sandy Springs, South Fulton, Peachtree City. We do still have this severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, did that one expire? Yeah, we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. We have Cove City. Cove City, North Carolina, moving out to the east towards Trent Woods and New Bern. Look at this. Strong winds. I don't love how that reflectivity looks either. We got to keep our eye on this. Considerable damage right out here. Cove City, New Bern, Trent Woods, North Carolina. Storm down to the south. General severe thunderstorm. 60 mile per hour winds. Small hail moving through Watha out east. These storms look like they're moving much slower. Yeah, 30 miles per hour. I'm going to pull up some Georgia cams here in a second. That's an interesting look. Let me see if I can pull up some Georgia cams for you guys real quick. Let's see here. There we go. We might get something in here. Yeah, show me your cameras. Okay, these are all just normal cameras. These aren't going to be... Yeah, these aren't going to be recording. Let's try something else real quick. Let me get the map back over to what's going on out here in Georgia. Power's out now in Collegedale. Man, everyone's power is going out. Here we go. I think I got some Georgia cams. These are all snapshots. Yeah, they're all snapshots. Too cheap for videos. How's Dalton doing? These are old too. Looks like I'm staying up in Tennessee for a little bit. Hi, Fisher. Yeah, I'll stay up in Tennessee for a bit. All right, let's push back down here. How long is this lasting, moving 60 miles per hour? It's going to start. I mean, it's already kind of weakening a little bit, but especially as we get into central Georgia and western North Carolina, this is going to start to kind of fall apart. So, and then our second setup is going to be developing. We'll see thunderstorms firing off really from northeastern Texas all the way out through Georgia as we get into the late northern Georgia as we get through the late evening hours and into the early morning, and they'll be pushing down south towards the Gulf and out towards South Carolina. Are you good at math, Connor? I used to be great. I mean, I haven't practiced much math lately, but that's what I was always the best at. I was way better at math than English or anything else. I did really, really good on my math ACTs and SATs. I passed all my college math courses easily as well. You're going to give me a math problem? Oh, no. The wind and the rain blew my internet out. Power still on, though, using data. Oh, my gosh. Well, hey, I appreciate you still being in here. Hi, Fisher. I know. Mini Connor keeps coming in. All right, considerable damage threat, too. Let's take a look at these updated storms, guys. South Fulton, these are getting pretty good, pretty close to you. 70-plus mile-per-hour gusts possible, small hail. That includes Atlanta as well for you guys. Up here further to the north, it's saying 60 mile per hour, small hail. It's been moving up and down. These storms can't make up their mind. But Kennesaw, Woodstock, Canton, Ball Ground, Jasper, all the way up towards Blue Ridge, Georgia, and then up to Benton, Tennessee. So these storms are still moving out east. Those are all just your general 60 mile per hour gusts possible, small hail. So did they upgrade that again? No. Our only considerable, I believe, is down here where actually Atlanta is. These storms aren't too far off to your west, and they are moving quickly. Still moving at about 55 to 60 miles per hour. Let me, since I don't have much going on there, pull this off SBC Outlook. Thanks, Brandon. Did you say drop a lick? I'm only an hour or two away from Atlanta. Hopefully my phone charges. May chase or document damage. Let me know. See you, Lynx. He does love his dad. Anyone in Atlanta? How's this thunderstorm rolling through right now? Could have a little hail in that. If I already like the stream, I'm eating marshmallows and don't want to lick my phone. Brandon, you've got people licking. Well, I got to stretch. 1 second, guys. Brandon, you've got people licking their phones. Quick stretch. Oh. All right, quick stretch. Stretching is important. Everyone stretch. Okay. Oh, great. I better stretch now, too. There's not going to be much on the roof. Y'all can like or lick whatever suits you. All right. All right, all still 60 miles per hour. Not much to these thunderstorms except for the ones that are going to be pushing again into Grantville soon, Newman, Peachtree City, up towards South Fulton, Forest Park, Atlanta, East Point, all the way up to North Druid Hills. That's kind of a cool name. And Mableton. Douglasville, too. 70-plus mile per hour gusts out to your east. Out to your west, sorry. Just get a quick update on what's going on. We still have this severe thunderstorm warning up here by its lonesome. This has. I'm gonna guess this is moving at 10 miles, 15, 25 miles per hour. It looks like it's moving slow. We still got these out here. Strong winds moving out towards New Bern, Riverbend, and Trentwoods, North Carolina. Your average severe thunderstorm warning out here that just passed Watha, moving out east. This has to be moving slow too. What are we moving at? There's no way it's moving east at 30 miles per hour. This storm's been over Watha for like, it feels like an hour. We're getting it bad in Dallas. Yeah, you're not even really in the squall line yet that they're talking about with those. Oh wait, Dallas. I was thinking Atlanta. Oh, Dallas, Georgia. I was gonna say, what are you talking about? Let me look at Dallas, Georgia. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's right over you right now. Yeah, not surprising. You're almost through the worst of it. You're almost through the worst of it. Atlanta's got the worst of it just out to your west. Never look a pole when it's freezing outside? True. You were Scottish, mate? You're talking about me? There's definitely no one who... Yeah, you can't be talking about me. No one thinks I'm Scottish. I'm part... my dad's very Irish. My mom's Polish-ish. She's Polish-ish. Does that make sense? Can you be Polish-ish? Oh, no, not me. I was going to say. Atlanta. Are your power lines above or below ground? I'm sure it's a mix of it. We're going to get some power potential. Some people losing power out here. Around the Atlanta metro pretty soon, probably. Still in this considerable damage threat. Severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, Polish-ish. Polish-ish. What's going on down here to the south? Not much. We've got a grand total. Well, actually, there's like a decent amount of severe thunderstorm warnings. They're all just stacked on top of each other, though. Our only considerable damage one is still down here to the south, but they keep changing. Did they just update this? They pushed it back down to 60 mile per hour winds. So all we have is general 60 mile per hour winds. I don't know if you guys want to talk about tomorrow's event a little bit, but tomorrow looks potentially pretty spicy. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that a little bit. It looks a little interesting. Does anyone? Yeah. You guys want to talk about that? Oh man. The meteorology community did good on this one because I was hearing people talking about Durecho's potential for Sunday like 5 days ago. So they did pretty good on that. And yeah, this isn't going to be as pretty of a screen because we're going into pivotal weather, but we need to talk about this. Because some of these models are showing some stuff. And it's going to be a long day for people like me and Evan, I think. So, really quickly, I'm just going to take you through it. But while we're here again is what's happening as we get into later into the evening, guys. Just before I talk about tomorrow. You see this? This is like... Wait, where'd my pen go? Oh. We're talking really late into the evening, early morning Sunday. So we're going to get more storms pushing off out in this direction. Okay. Let's get back out into the plains. As always, let's go to our Rufus. 18Z is loading. Okay, let's see what the 18Z shows. All right. Some potential strong to severe thunderstorms tonight into the early morning tomorrow. But here we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Now the Rufus a lot of times shows an extreme situation. A lot of times the Rufus is too aggressive. So just let that soak in before we look at this. We're talking potentially very severe thunderstorms sparking up as early as 1 to 2 p.m. Central. And this whole region just blows up. Look at this. Look at that. Now we're getting into the evening hours. And I appreciate the sub. I'll make this smaller so you guys can see it. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we get into the evening hours, and this is full-blown Durecho. I mean, we could be talking about 90 to 100 mile per hour plus gusts in this region. I'll show you what the models are showing gust-wise. But the one thing I don't love about this is we were seeing this south of Oklahoma City. And now we're seeing this directly through Oklahoma City. Maybe even Tulsa. And then potentially directly through Dallas, too. So I don't think we've seen an upgrade on this, but we've seen a not so great shift in position. Insert I'm tired, Grandpa. Here, yeah. Yeah. Actually, wait, let me do something really quickly. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Give me a second. One second. Oh, we don't have it.
That's too damn bad!
Oh, that's not the whole thing.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Can you guys hear that?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad!
Yeah, that's everyone in the plains. Okay. All right. Yeah, this looks like full-blown Durecho mode. Anyways, this wants to get Tulsa, potentially out there, Joplin. I mean, this is wind. Let me take a look. Let me actually look at what we're seeing on gusts. I mean, look at this. Look how widespread this is. 91. This is 95 miles per hour. 95 on the gusts here on the Rufus model. When I say 100+ mile per hour gusts are possible, like we could have sustained hurricane force winds along this line. It looks pretty impressive. There's plenty of time for this to change. Running out of time, but this isn't set in stone. The HRRR sees it too, though. I mean, 92 miles per hour. Yeah, I mean, this is full-blown Durecho event. And it even intensifies as it pushes down towards Dallas. 94, 98, 101 miles per hour on the HRRR down right near Dallas-Fort Worth. That's not going to be a fun time. That's not going to be a fun time. Dallas, this looks to be more of a 10, 11 p.m. tomorrow. This is going to be an evening event likely for Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah. Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the severe parameters out here as well. Let's take a look. Let's look at our surface-based cape. Typically with... Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was going to say, typically if you're going to have strong winds, you're going to have strong updrafts as well. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my, guys. It's your classic 6,500 surface cape day. Not really a big deal for Oklahoma. You guys are used to it. If that were anywhere else, they'd be losing their minds. But just another Sunday for you folks, right? I'd assume. Just another Sunday. Just go on as if everything's okay. Oh, just a classic 7,500 surface cape. Just class 7,500 surface cape. That's all. I mean, like, these updrafts are going to pick up human beings. This is how Sharknadoes are created. Like, just this is the stuff that gives you tractor trailer size hail. I'm kidding. Don't freak out. That's not real. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but it's a pretty impressive setup. Okay, again, at least this isn't a tornadic setup. Could there be tornadoes? Yes, but this is 100% a straight line win threat day, which I know people in Oklahoma would prefer that over a moderate tornado risk, high tornado risk, whale-sized hail. Yes, it's extremely impressive. I mean, like, it's extremely impressive. Looking at these parameters, updraft helicity. Nothing crazy here. Let's take a look at our SIG tour, see if we can get a good... Yeah, there's some good SIG tours in here. I'm not going to lie. Let's see what we can pull. Capping. Marginal tour. I don't think we'd get a tour out of that. Yeah, this is going to be a wind and hail event. This isn't a bad sounding for this isn't a bad sounding for a tornado. The helicity isn't high. The low level shear is not that impressive. Yeah, again, I'm watching the wind and hail out here. I'm watching the wind and hail out here tomorrow. Let me just really quickly show you this on the HRRR as well. We'll get back to our storms. I know some of you are concerned about that. We've got a bunch of 60 mile per hour and 3/4 inch hail. That's all we have right now. But again, Griffin up through Atlanta, Lawrenceville, Gainesville, Helene, Georgia, up to Andrews and Hayesville, Georgia, or Tennessee. You guys do have those strong thunderstorms moving in right now. HRRR reflectivity, I'm expecting it to show something similar. Let's see. Look at that. Oh my. Okay. Look at that. That's impressive. I don't know what to say. Again, loving that this is not for tornadoes. There's tornado chances here, but it's not, again, it's a straight line wind risk. That's the one good thing to look at it, but it's screaming Durecho from the mountaintops. Oklahoma City, Dallas, Fort Worth, for sure. We're watching you guys tomorrow. And it's going to be late. The sun could be down in a lot of these areas when this weather's moving through or be going down. What's our MPass say? Are we going to be able to see far enough out on our MPass? MPass, same thing. I mean, 100% model agreement. 100% model agreement. They move it around a little bit, but look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. The whole thing. The entire thing. Really quickly moving out east because we do have a little bit of a severe threat out there tomorrow. Not looking crazy on the MPass, which is good. And then we'll get back to our storms. HRRR moving into the 18Z. Let's see here. Yeah. Southern, mid-Atlantic could get involved. A little bit of an isolated discrete setup tomorrow. Not too bad. I'm sure the Rufus shows something crazy because that's what the Rufus does. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, we'll get back here. Take a look at what's going on the ground. Live. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer some questions. I just wanted to show you guys that. If you say impressive one more time. It was impressive. Does anyone have a synonym for me so I can stop using the same word over and over again? Can someone give me a synonym for impressive? I appreciate the sub. Anyone who subbed, I really appreciate you guys. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat for a second. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll answer them. Again, strong line of thunderstorms moving into the Atlanta region. It's kind of falling apart a little bit out here. Just 60 mile per hour gusts, small hail. That's good. Pretty good news. No rotation really in here. Looks like the potentially most damaging winds are down here, South Fulton, East Point, Atlanta region, but still not too bad. Astonishing, magnanimous, mind-blowing, awe-inspiring, terrifying. No, Meta's right. I should be using terrifying instead. I'm sure people would love if I used that type of lingo. Guys should just be like, guys, this is terrifying. Breathtaking. Breathtaking is good. No, not skibbity. Disrespectful, disgusting. Monumental. I'm going to call it, yeah, breathtaking. Stirring, imposing. Wow, we got a bunch of language arts teachers in here. You guys are probably chat GBT in this, aren't you? Cheaters. They said the same thing in 2023. It was in all days before. So you're right there. Yeah. We could see it downtrend a little bit. We're kind of running out of time. You know what I mean? Once you get within 24 hours, even if it does downtrend, you're not going to see it fall off the map. We're not seeing anything that's pointing towards like mass capping or anything that's going to keep these storms at bay. So it's definitely kind of just making sure people know what's going on, and probably telling trucks to get off the road in that area. I mean, that's going to blow over semi-trucks, obviously. Maybe telling people to get some of their stuff off the porch. Mouse is a good word. What? Gotta go. Wait. Gotta go. Got company, guys. See ya. See you later. Appreciate you. I'm not using ChatGPT. I'm using Merriam-Webster. Do you have the book? Does anyone have an actual physical dictionary? It's probably worth a lot of money these days. What time are the storms hitting northeast Texas tonight? Yeah, let's look at that on Radar Omega. And here we go. Storm starting to funnel into northeastern Texas at around 11 to midnight Central Time. It's really northeastern Texas. I mean, we're talking like Sherman, McKinney, out towards Texarkana. Like, this is where the well, a little farther out to the west, but this is where the HRRR is picking this up. HRRR is pretty good in this time frame, so Shreveport's going to get involved as well out there. Not massive. Mahusive. I feel like I'm not saying that correctly. Who does not have books? Moosive? Later, Rev. Appreciate you stopping in. When will it hit Atlanta? It's rolling in on Atlanta right now. Within the next 15 minutes. This storm's moving quick. 15, 20 minutes max. Although it's kind of lost a little bit of steam. So I don't think it's going to be too bad in Atlanta. Again, these are all 60 mile per hour now. Small hail. So heavy downpours, thunder and lightning is what you can expect. Maybe some decent gust as this stuff rolls through. I'm so over these storms in Texas, bro. Whatever I did in a past life to deserve this, I'm sorry. Has anyone in here ever been through like a microburst or derecho? I haven't. I have been in multiple hurricanes, multiple major hurricanes, but so I've heard those like crazy winds outside, but I've never been in like a derecho or microburst type of event. A decent amount of you. And I feel like a microburst just has to be so scary because like a hurricane, you got sometimes weeks to get ready for it, like, or at least a week, days. You're prepared. You know the wind's coming. It slowly amps up. I feel like microburst derecho is just like, it's nice outside, and then 10 minutes later, it's like, and it's like, where'd that come? Like that to me is scary. Training here, Woods players. Yeah, especially microbursts. Microbursts really come out of nowhere. Yeah. What do they typically last? Like 15, 20 minutes, I think. Microbursts can last like 15, 20 minutes. That's my understanding of them. I have dictionaries from 60 years ago. Do you guys remember when, if you wanted to call someone, well, some of you in chat probably don't, but if you wanted to call someone, you had to go and get out the phone book. Guys, they just handed out books with everyone's phone numbers and addresses in them. You just could go to the store and just buy a book, and you had everyone's first and last name, address, and phone number. That seemed like nowadays that would never be allowed. Like, where was the privacy? They're like, hey, you could just anyone. Hey, can I get their address, first and last name, and phone number? Sure. Can you imagine? I can't believe they used to just allow that. Yeah. Oh, you could opt out? Okay, because I'm like, that's crazy. Do they have? That's what I'm saying. Like, they must have had some famous people's numbers in there. Rotary dial. Yeah, I'm not that old. But I don't even know if I know how to work a rotary dial, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, these storms are really breaking up down near Atlanta. Still some pretty strong storms stretching all the way out towards Opelika, Alabama, up through LaGrange. Those are going to be moving in soon. We don't have a warning on them, but we could see some 60-plus mile per hour gusts, potentially small hail. This thunderstorm up here, still trucking along by itself, just to the southeast of Des Moines. You were too young. Prank call days were so good. I did prank calls when I was younger. Listen, me and Evan are the same exact age. Do you guys know how old Evan is? Because if you know how old Evan is, you know how old I am. I know someone's got to know. You probably all do. Yeah. I love how everyone's shouting it out now. I remember struggling mightily with the public rotary phones. That's objectics. That's all I got to say. Nothing too dangerous out here. Let me take a look at what's going on out here, though. Eastern North Carolina, we are getting some decent storms. 60 mile per hour. We do have a considerable damage. See, we're thunderstorm warning out here. It's moving through New Bern, Trent Woods, out towards Grantsboro, North Carolina. It's a decent thunderstorm out there. You can actually see on the velocities. Some decent winds in here. Grantsboro, Bayboro, get ready for that. Oriental, Minnesota Beach. Let's see if we got any more upgrades for tomorrow. I'm wondering. Well, what's our tour? 5%. They might not go higher than 5% because of the setup of it. I'm wondering if we get a larger hail or wind risk, though. Still, I think it's possible. I think it's probable. We might see a medium tornado around Joplin area tomorrow. Cape in the 3000s. Sort of discrete storm, scattered area of sufficient wind shear. We can take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Let's go over to Pivotal. Let's move out towards Missouri. Well, we can take a sounding out there. Let's just go cheat and go to our SIG tours and take a sounding out there tomorrow. Somewhere out here. 4,000 surface cape out in that region. The directional shear isn't doing much for me. Okay, helicity, pretty low, lower shear. There's not really much of a capping issue. You've got effective layer SIG tour param at 2.0, possible hazard type tour. Let's look at our reflectivity. When's it pulling these storms in? 9, 10, 11 Central tomorrow night. I mean, yeah, especially these storms up here, if they stay more isolated, discrete from this main kind of MCS down here, you could definitely get a tour in these areas. Yeah. 1 second, guys. Who thinks we get the 60% win tomorrow? They're gonna change this, by the way. I think they're gonna move this up to include Oklahoma City and I think they're gonna move it down to include Dallas. That 45%. I really do. Who thinks we get the 60%? Who thinks we get the high win risk? I'm actually interested. Can I do a poll? What do we think? You know, it's tough to get a high, no matter what the setup looks like. I want to see 23 votes. I'd have to agree. I'm leaning towards a day one high. It's not just that we see this big explosion on the HRRR. We see it on the MPass. We see it on the Rufus model. We see it on the NAM. We see it everywhere. All the models have 5, 6, 7,000 surface cape. I mean, what more do they want for a high wind risk? You know what I mean? If that doesn't go high, what would qualify? I guess is what I'm doing in my head. I think we're gonna go high. Yeah, we'll see. Could be wrong, but yeah, I think so. When will tornado season end? Tornado season really starts to typically downtrend as you get into mid to late June. But you can still get tornadoes in July, even early August sometimes. But typically we're going to be seeing the tornado chances start to decrease as we move into the end of June and early July. Your peak hurricanes or tornado seasons is May. So I would say really from late April to mid June is kind of peak tornado season. Yeah, these storms are definitely starting to weaken out here, which is good. We're actually having some of the severe thunderstorm warnings dropped. Oh. That was weird. That just dropped off. Oklahoma has already passed our yearly average for tornadoes. We passed the record for most tornado warnings in a season, I want to say, before we hit May this year. Did you guys see that statistic? I forget where I read that. That we had beat the record for most tornado warnings in a tornado season before we hit May. Did anyone else see that? When do I think Evan will reach 100K? He'll reach it this hurricane season. I can tell you that. It all depends. If we get a hurricane or two in June, I'm just being honest, we'll probably hit 100K before July. People come out of the woodworks for hurricanes. People who don't care about weather. I mean, I got on TikTok last hurricane season 70,000 followers. I think I got like 50,000 just for covering Helene. I was doing pretty long streams. People who literally could never care, don't care about weather at all. They all jump in lives. So it's like, it's weird because people who cover weather and who want to build, you're in a weird situation as someone who covers weather streams or who does live coverage, because you're like, if there's a major hurricane, it's going to help your channel, but like, you never want to wish for a major hurricane. It's just unfortunate that that's how your channel grows. Severe weather events is how weather channels grow. No one's showing up or subscribing or doing anything to help your channel when nothing's going on. It's just the truth of the matter. Even July major hurricane would be bonkers. Yeah, we're getting a little bit in the next week or two. We're seeing some of the wind shear over the Gulf and Caribbean die down a little bit. We're in an Enzo neutral. If anyone remembers 2004 to 2007, we were in a similar Enzo cycle. We had Alexis, I appreciate the sub. And, you know, we had Katrina, Charlie, Ivan, all sorts of Wilma, all sorts of major. It was like the most active 3 or 4 year stretch for major hurricane landfalls in history. So we're expected to have an above average monsoon season in Western Africa. That's more moisture, more convection coming off the coast. So mid to late hurricane season. Radar indicated tornado. And our Bermuda high is supposed to be way, way, way off to the northeast, and it's not. It's stationed right off of the east coast right now. That's going to steer any possible storms into the U.S. if that thing doesn't shift out east. Heather, I appreciate the sub. Thank you. Radar indicated tornado. Let's find this. What? Indiana, are you drunk? What's going on, Indiana? What are you doing up here? Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, it doesn't look very impressive on the velocity. That's good. But Christney, I'd get in a safe spot just to be safe. Centerville, Christney, Liberal. Newtonville, Lamar, Schley, Evanston, New Boston, Illinois. Get in a safe spot. Not looking very impressive on the velocity, but it's definitely got that tornado reflectivity shape. It was interesting. It was an interesting drawing, but you guys know what I mean. Thank you, Blondie. Yeah, we're also moving into our MJO's going to be phase 7, phase 8 as we push through June and beginning of July. So, you know, MJO phase 7, phase 8 is when we have a lot more moisture and convection potential over the Caribbean and Gulf. That's just going to enhance our threat for tropical cyclone development in that region. So if the wind shear slows down and we're in that MJO phase 8, we could get a strong hurricane at the end of June. A couple storms developing, but nothing to worry about right now because in the immediate future, we're not seeing anything. I'm just telling you, it's shaping up to be an interesting June, July for hurricane season, I think. Again, Christney, Centerville. This is in Illinois. Liberal, Lamar, Schley, Newtonville, Evanston, New Boston. We got a tornado warning. Radar indicated tornado warning. Good news is I'm not seeing much on the reflectivity. Bad news is, on the velocity. Bad news is the reflectivity does look like one of those shapes that sometimes does put a tornado down. Kind of trying to do a little bit of a hook. It's moving up to the northeast, so just be aware of that. It is right below me. Locations, Spencer, Indiana. Radar indicated. We're getting all sorts of severe thunderstorm warnings out here in North Carolina now. 60-mile-per-hour gusts, inch hail, nothing major, but Raleigh, you could get some strong winds and hail moving through. We do have a considerable damage threat. Severe thunderstorm warning out here, moving to the east towards Alliance, Vandermeer, Aurora. So North Carolina, central to eastern North Carolina, we'll continue to see those fire up as we move through the day. I'll stay up here because these storms down here in Georgia, these are kind of falling apart. Again, this is round 1 for today. We are expecting, as we get into the late evening and overnight hours into Sunday morning, we're expecting more severe thunderstorms to fire off and move out to the southeast. So there's going to be a round 2 with this, unfortunately. Let's stick up here and wow, this is just the north of Owensboro. Let's just cover this for a second. Yep. Appreciate that, Blondie. Yep. Lowest level in your home, interior, in a closet, away from windows, storm shelter, or basement. Another good place is a bathtub. You can put pillows or a mattress over you if you're right in the path of a tornado. It's always best just to have a plan to know exactly where to go if it were to happen. I know where I would go in my house. We have a little closet right under our staircase in the center of the house. So that is where I would be. I missed Evan, so I knew I could find the Frimely here. Is the Frimely? That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, Blondie, you're awesome. Okay, give me 1 second. There we go. All right, I'm going to stay on this for a little bit. Bear with me for 1 second. Wait, let me see if this works. Hold up. Does this work? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's jazzy. All right, give me 2 seconds, guys. Again, tornado warning on the ground. Chrisney, get in a safe spot. We're talking about Chrisney, Lamar, Liberal, Schley, Newtonville, Centreville, out up here in southern Illinois. I will be right back. Hey, guys. All right. Shape of this isn't looking... Well, let's see. I don't think that's the CC, but... no, I don't think... No, based on the reflectivity. No, it's not. I appreciate the sub, guys. Appreciate the subs. Let me... Here we go. All right. Where is my... Chat, where'd I put you? Where'd I put you guys? There you are. I found you. Severe thunderstorm on top of you. That's uncomfortable. Time to feed my kitties. Taking y'all with me. That beer back graphic makes my brain do the happy chemicals. Again, just watching this, Chrisney, Newtonville, Liberal, Lamar, Schley, Evanston, New Boston, up here in up here in Illinois. I said Liberal again because Liberal City. Tornado warning, radar indicated tornado. Almost all of our severe thunderstorms have fallen off in Georgia here. We've got a couple left, but not doing much. Strong thunderstorms moving through, not looking too severe. Again, out here in North Carolina, we've got just these isolated thunderstorms all over the place. Except for this one here. I think they're all just 60 mile per hour, 1 inch hail. Alliance, you could get some very gusty winds moving in soon, as well as Oriental and Vandermeer, North Carolina. Moving out here, and I think that, yeah, I think that covers everything. We'll stay up here on this warning for a little bit. The storms are basically in central Georgia right now. Your name's really Georgia? We're going to get more of these storms, though. Like I said, as we get into the late evening, early morning hours, we could see some more strong to severe thunderstorms moving into northern and central Georgia. Now, Blondie, you don't have to turn it off. Your audio is better. I told you guys it wasn't my audio. It's because he was running my audio through his audio. And so it just distorts it. That's what I was trying to say. If you guys didn't know, I have an actual accredited degree in sound engineering. Like literally, I have a degree. Like a college accredited degree in sound engineering. Okay, so when people are telling me that my sound's off, my sound is bad, it's a knife to the heart. I talked with Evan. I was like, I'm pretty sure everything's good on my side. It's just happening because it's passing through streams. Okay, this is updated. Still 60 mile per hour. Down to 60. That's good. These are just general severe thunderstorm warnings out here. Same within Georgia. A lot of rain, but Same type of situation. Let's take another look at our tornado warning up here. The velocity, the radar. Get in a safe spot if you're up here again. Christney, Newtonville, and Lamar, Illinois. My audio. Yeah, Bonnie's really helpful. I try to be nice with the wrench. Might be a bit outspoken without it. Listen, with the wrench comes great responsibility. Okay? You can't abuse, you don't want to abuse the wrench. Really quickly, let me pull up tropical tidbits. I haven't looked at that actually all day, and I usually am taking a look at it. Let's look at tropical tidbits real quickly. And let's look at the GFS, because the GFS never lies and is always perfectly accurate. Right? Let's push into the Western Atlantic. What's this latest run doing? All right, let's go to the 12Z today. Has anyone looked at the 12Z of the GFS today out here? It does see tropical cyclogenesis like now. Actually, did we get that thing forming today? Let's check at the NHC. Eastern Pacific. All right, both of these, 80 to 90% chance of tropical cyclogenesis within the next 24 hours. We're going to have 2 tropical storms tomorrow. This one further back, 30%. We're going to have 3 tropical storms or hurricanes within the next week. Crazy. Well, potentially on the 3rd. I think the 3rd one will form as well. Here's the GFS still doing its crazy thing. It's been seeing this potential tropical storm in the Gulf over and over and over again on every single run. We're not seeing it on the Euro, though. Here's the Euro. We are seeing a break, though, in our wind shear. Coming up here. Let's go to our, 2 to 850. There's going to be a little bit of a window right here. I've been talking about this for a while. As we get into the 2nd week of June, we'll see if we do get some convection bubbling up around here in the Western Caribbean. Who knows? Who knows? That's all I'm saying. Let's look at our surface temps really quickly. Western Atlantic. Our waters are still well above average. I think they've come down quite a bit, though. Like, if we look at the climate reanalyzer and we go into sea surface temperature, Gulf. Yeah, we were second hottest in recorded history, and we've dropped off pretty significantly here. So we're getting down a little bit, but we're still, I mean, we're third hottest in recorded history right now in the Gulf. So they're still really hot. I think this is probably going to correct itself. We've had a little bit of thunderstorm activity and some upwelling in the Gulf. So if we actually take a look at temperature, like the actual temperature, let's go into, here we go. Western Atlantic. Yeah, we're baking. We're baking. 87, 88 degrees Fahrenheit in here. I'm telling you, we get a little shear that lets up here, and that convection, that moisture continues to funnel up into the Western Caribbean. Who knows what we'll see 2nd, 3rd week of June, tropical, tropical development wise. Hurricanes are my thing. I study hurricane season more than anything else, and I do think it's an interesting setup for a couple of early storms this year. Not to make anyone nervous, but it's just the truth, what I'm seeing. Take another look at this tornado. I almost said hurricane warning. Tornado warning up here. Still not much on the velocities. Still got to watch out. Moving through Christney right now up to the northeast towards Newtonville, New Boston, and Lamar, Illinois. Lost power. How many people without power now? It's got to be tons. Tons. A couple 100,000, maybe 150,000. Oh. Shout out Brandon. There you go. I usually stream just watching OBS. Val, I appreciate the sub. That's why I didn't notice. Although I do that all the time when I'm on OBS too. My community knows that. I might hop off in about 10 minutes here. Other than that tornado warning, there's not much going on. And I do plan on getting on a little bit later when we get these strong to severe thunderstorms firing off again from northeastern Texas all the way out to northern Georgia, this whole area. I want to have a little bit of energy for that because we do see some interesting stuff in the models. We could get some supercells out here as we push into the late evening, early morning of Sunday. So I don't want to waste all my energy out here if we don't have too much going on, a bunch of general severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm going to watch this tornado warning for a little bit, though. I want to make sure we don't do anything crazy out here. I think it's going to be, yeah, another 3-stream day. Yeah, it's not a real stream if it doesn't happen at least once. It happens 2 to 3 times every stream. I think I've maybe done a stream where I didn't mess up once. Yeah, I agree, Meta. Like, power outages are a thing when we get into summer. They are a little bit more threatening when we get into the summer because of the heat down there, especially in the south. Especially for, you know, people who are elderly and stuff like that as well, obviously. That can't get help. I'm gonna dip storm's getting here, may do some damage, surveying afterwards. Alrighty, Samuel. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I'm spending time with the child. I will say this isn't looking too bad. This radar indicated tornado. I always say, regardless of if there's a tornado on the ground or regardless of what the radar looks like, sometimes it gets a little congested. It doesn't really read what's happening in the storm correctly. You should assume there's a tornado on the ground. So if you're in Liberal, Lamar, Shirley, New Boston, Huffman, Evanston, Illinois, Newton, Illinois, I would get in a safe spot and just stay alert, know what's going on here. Not really seeing much, so we'll see if this ends up expiring early. But just be aware of that. And remember that we are going to get a second round of storms likely. Down here in the south, as we get into later in the evening, here we go. Here's this line of storms. This is around 2 in the morning. And this is going to be moving off to the east and to the south and east, southeast. Tomorrow, just a quick reminder, just have a plan, know the timing, where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing out here. Large, enhanced risk, and moderate wind-driven. Durecho looks almost guaranteed tomorrow. You know, maybe we've got model consensus across like 6 short-range models. I've seen that happen, and I've seen them be wrong, though. So, not an impossibility, but it's looking like we're going to have some wind damage out here tomorrow. So just have a plan and understand what's happening with that. It's going to be, it does look like mid-evening event. Really quickly, actually, I do want to just go over it one more time on here so you guys know for the timing for tomorrow. Although I'll be on later. I don't know if Evan's getting back on later. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So starting late afternoon, early evening, and then moving through the night as we approach McKinney, Dallas, Shreveport, Texarkana, Tyler, Waco. Out there, Joplin, Hot Springs, yeah, who knows? I do think they're probably going to extend Oklahoma City and Dallas in here to be safe. And again, a high is very much on the table for tomorrow. I'd probably be surprised if they didn't go high on the wind risk. So, all right, I appreciate you guys. Seriously, thank you to all my new subscribers. 195 likes. This is my biggest stream I've ever done on YouTube, so I appreciate you guys taking the time. I'll be on a little bit later to cover those storms, late night storms as they fire up. So everyone, if I don't see you again, have a great night. And thank you for stopping by. Thank you to all the mods too. You guys do great work. So I really appreciate it, everyone. Alrighty. See you guys a little bit later.